if I do?
Covino and Rich.
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Turn on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Hey, everybody. Halfway through the week, look at us. What on this hump day? Covino and Rich. Messages are coming in already. Show's hot. The show's hot. Wow. Feedback coming in at Covino and Rich, 412-267-7469 on the YouTube stream, live on Patreon, Discord, Carl's. Got feedback coming in everywhere, man. Appreciate that. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, Spot the producers here, looking like a pro. Where'd you say people could hit us up?
In a cabin.
Discord? Yeah, Discord. Got it? No? All right, hey, let's rock out. Let's do this! Discord or headcord? Oh my God! Yo, put these headphones. Don't even talk to me about stuff like that. You disgust me, honestly. You're a great guy, handsome, talented. Disgust me with like silly things like that. Like you're wearing freebie like airplane headphones. You're a professional broadcaster.
He paid for those.
Well, you should be embarrassed. What are those things? Would you buy them 7-Eleven? Like you're a professional. Like I hate stuff like that about you. Everything else you're great. Everything else you're great.
Tell me how great I am first, then, at least.
You're fucking handsome. You got
thank
great
you.
stubble. You're a good dad.
All right.
You know,
It's okay.
good guy. All around. You try to be well-rounded. I respect that.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven headphones.
If I got him at 7-Eleven, I would have asked you for your fucking membership card.
I do have. And you're funny sometimes, see? But that was a good one. And it's true because no one loves 7-Eleven more than me.
That is true.
And I think they do sell those like skull candy, decent level headphones. But this guy wears free fucking plain headphones. Like airplane, they give you free. Don't even have the right adapter for what we need because it's built for United Airlines headphones.
Let me explain.
What is it, that two-prong thing that they used to have?
Wait,
Like, that's
Spot,
the
do you
kinda-
have the two-prong adapter?
Honestly, I might have one in my bag.
To me, it's the level of pride you take in your profession. It
No,
bothers me.
I take major pride
I know
in
you
it, but
don't
let me
care. I'm saying that with things like
You know where
that
you
specifically.
No, you know where you got those? In the bottom of a box of Wheaties.
Oh,
Yes.
what's the prize? What's the prize? Oh,
Wheaties for breakfast?
headphones.
Wheaties.
I don't eat Wheaties for breakfast. Step your game up.
Free headphones.
Are they gonna shrink like my dollar store shoes?
Maybe. It's that kind of stuff. It's
Let
like,
me
you
explain.
have
though.
no need to cut corners.
I know.
And especially with things like that. Especially with things like that.
Can't see.
Let me put Joe Montana, Mr. Met in the frame. Let me explain the headphone choice. I was using my Apple white ones, right? And the ear started going out. So I said, I want to get the most basic. When I say basic, I didn't mean cheap. I meant like, no offense, you have those and they're high end.
They're
But
ultimate ears.
But I feel like they're clunky. Like you got like chunky wire. Do you get what I'm saying?
Clunky.
Like you don't think his headphones are a little clunky and chunky?
They're high
There's
quality, though.
substance to them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
And,
is
that's,
like
and when you're dealing with headphones, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
yeah, but I'm saying like they're
this
wrapped
cable
around your
has
ear.
substance.
The cables themselves aren't straight. They're like bunched up. It looks like you had them wrapped, like rolled up in your fucking
Well,
pocket.
that's on him.
Because I am a broadcaster and I have them with me at all times. And
I
I wrap
didn't
them
get
up.
them in the dentist treasure box, Austin.
Might as well have, buddy.
But let me explain.
Weekies.
I said, you know what? What color do I want? All right, I want black headphones, but I don't want anything that's wireless because otherwise I just use my AirPods. This is better set up, not wireless. Spot said there might be an option, but
I offered to figure out a Bluetooth emulator,
it's
a
fine. I don't-
Bluetooth transmitter.
we
that
don't
would
need
allow you
we
to
don't
do
need to add a Bluetooth transmitter to the whole process already. So I said, I'm at Target. Let me go to the electronics section. What do they have there? Most of the things they have for headphones have the end that goes into an iPhone, like that plug, right?
Okay.
Most of them are clunky headphones like Spots, like studio headphones, which I didn't want to wear on video. So my options were limited. I was like, what's the most basic
Covers my bald spot.
headphone that's sleek? You hardly see it. Black, goes, blends in. And they're Sony. So I thought they'd be
Okay.
I thought they'd be all right. They were like $12. I should have known by the $12 price point.
You paid
But
$12
they
for
sound
those?
terrible. They sound terrible.
You paid $12 for a pair of headphones and you thought they were going to be great?
Spot, I thought they'd be good
Again,
enough.
though, a guy who does this for a
You
living.
you told me you bought
He does
Sony.
this every day. My daughter's 12 has better headphones. You do this as a profession, and you splurge $12 on shitty headphones.
When you told me you bought Sony headphones, I
It's
was like, oh,
berserk.
you invested a little money in them. I didn't realize you spent $12 on them. I could have told you they were going to be garbage.
Everyone of True Max knows picking kids has better headphones than you. You do this as a broadcaster.
All right,
Your
well,
family survives on
Do you
it.
want to borrow my MDRs today?
No, but what I'm saying is
can use
I don't
those.
want headphones like that
Bro,
are. But I
go
get it.
online. It's called Amazon. Endless amounts of different options for you to buy. Like, you should not be
feel like-
subjecting yourself to that kind of
I
quality.
feel like in my bag.
I feel like maybe I get angry at you because
probably
I've
have
been in
better
situations
free
in my life that were not necessarily my fault, where I had to cut corners.
Yeah.
And I had to take cheap ways out, and I never liked it, and I bit that bullet because I had to out of desperation or whatever. So when I see you doing that shit and you don't have to, and like that's shit that should be priority for you, like it drives me.
But here's the
berserk.
thing. To back up what Vic in Toronto said, who, by the way, texted me at 5 a.m. about underwear.
Honestly,
And I love it. I don't mind
Just
it.
lay head at though.
I love it.
Like,
Vic's
he sent
like-
me at 6 a.m. about Hanes underwears.
Oh, here. Do you want these free from Alaska Airlines? They got a sweet.
you, Spot.
They're
Fuck
sweet. They're
you.
blue. They're the color of Alaska. So they're Alaska Airlines. So they're blue, like teal, green. These are kind of cool.
Might as well rock those. Spot.
Now, look, it says now hear this on the front. You want that?
And by the
I
way-
got these in first class.
Let me explain.
You do
First
make another
class.
point. He makes another point, Rich. Though
These are probably worth more than your headphones.
I'll give you
first
this.
class.
Anything you get with your phone, whether it be a Samsung or an iPhone, are going to be better quality than those tinny fucking piece of shit Sony things that you
Yeah,
got.
no. So
I'll buy those for $1.
believe it or not, the white ones that come with the iPhone, those headphones are pretty decent.
Yeah, much better than that.
Yeah. So my
Could've told you
point
that,
is,
definitely.
my point is, Vic in Toronto, who hits us up about underwear at 5 a.m. Love you, Vic.
Does he realize we're on the West Coast, right? Sleeping? Who's texting you, babe?
Hold on, let me see, Sarah. Hold on. One second. It's 5:42.
Vic in Toronto.
Oh, Vic in Toronto just sent me some
Sent me a
underwear
really
that he
stupid
likes.
foreign Portuguese video out of left field.
But I don't want to discourage Vic because I love it.
no,
Okay,
yeah, he's the best.
But all right,
I
so
only say it because we can. We
let
love
me
you.
let me explain. Vic said no one would know if I didn't mention. In fact, they look. They're. I wanted headphones
Nobody's
that
gonna
were.
know.
I wanted. They're gonna know.
Nobody's
gonna
going to know.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Nobody's going to know.
If I never mentioned it, I could have told people, yeah, these are the fucking sleek, very small, studio professional $500 headphones. I'm telling you because I'm honest. I'm telling you that I
These are
tried to
the
find.
new advanced high-tech Bose.
Oh, these are the new Bose, very high tech. Actually, they're a combo. Bose teamed up with LG just to make these, and JBL just to make these specifically for me.
They're the FR55s.
like here, you know what you need? You need like some fancy ass headphones. Let me pull up the screen here. You
It
need
just-
something like this from our friends at Sweetwater.
Yes.
Like isolating.
Then I'll get those. Fine.
Look,
It
from
also
their
bothers
Shure
me,
brand,
though,
which is a great brand. They're noise isolating. They're
Noise.
$100.
Noise.
$100.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the
They get
tools of the
great
trade.
reviews. Look at these reviews. Great ear
I
monitor.
get what you're
great,
saying. You're saying I'm like
comfortable.
you're saying like
proper
I'm,
seal.
It's like tools of the trade.
Yeah,
you
you're
should have
saying-
purchased these a long time
Take
ago.
a little pride.
I know.
Whatever it is you do, not
You're
just
saying,
Rich.
I know what you're saying. You're saying I'm
Whatever it
I'm
is
the
you do.
contractor that has the cheapest hammer at Home
Yeah,
Depot.
I gotta
take
reach
some
out-
pride in your tools of your trade.
I got to reach out to Sweetwater for you. I'm gonna or Sweetwater. You want me to set that up for you? I'll
Fucking
get that for
get
you.
him then, Spot. I'm just saying it's
Put him on the company card.
my attempt was not like let me be the cheapskate. It was
Basic Rich.
let me get something that like these are as close to invisible as you could get. I just wanted like I
I
wanted
get you there for
Yeah.
aesthetic
for
reasons.
vision. We're trying to really push tier 2, do more video stuff, and it's like I wanted the least visible headphones. Like you could hardly see these are fucking on me.
I will transition a little bit. That's right. Let's all transition and say that I do love free things. So much like Spot pulled out those freebie headphones from the airline. I have shit like that too. And
That's like my emergency
It's
backup.
emergency
I keep them in
horse shit.
I keep them in my backpack.
Yeah, just
So
in case.
Let's say like I'm traveling and like
Yeah. Oh, American Airlines, $4 for headphones.
I wish
No
I didn't-
thanks. I got ones from last
I
time.
wish I didn't feel the need to keep stupid shit like that, but I
yeah,
do.
but it's always good to have like an emergency. It's my travel bag.
Yeah.
So that's a travel item that I keep just in case.
In my
Right.
travel bag, I keep every little adapter for the
Right.
iPhone, like one that goes to the iPad, one that goes to a TV, one that goes to your phone. Like I have all the little adapters. I'm whatever. We can move on. I'm letting you know that these headphones,
Would you both like those headphones? I'll buy them for
$9.
you.
No, he's got good ones. $9 from Target. Thinking they'd be good enough just to have. Nope. They
But
sound
it's
like
so
shit.
ironic that Rich, for years too, has accused me of being a cheapskate, yet buys $9 Walmart sneakers and dollar store headphones. You know, so
What are you gonna do?
he's better than that. Tools of the trade. Step yours up. Just a little reminder. Here we are. We're live. Thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate you. I'll give you a little update on me and on my life, and we'll read some feedback. What's up?
I was saying though, the feedback is frozen on a page spot.
Well, thank you guys. It's a
Is
little,
it?
little brisk and chilly
not-
here on the west side.
It's still
right
there.
now.
So
It's cold. It's frozen. It's 20-something degrees on the east side
yeah.
in New York.
Spot said something on his way in that was just a basic observation. It's a basic observation, which is on the West Coast, the temperatures change so frequently. Yeah, thank you.
Well, especially here, man. You're in the desert, baby.
Yeah, baby.
So we're live in Woodland Hills, and when I lived out here for about 10 plus years, and the main thing that everyone talked about was how it's brisk in the morning, but like deadly hot during the day.
Yeah, no,
And
my daughter
especially
goes to
this
school.
time of year. You know, it's mid-November,
Yeah.
so
Emmy goes to school and she's wearing like a hoodie and a sweatshirt and she's all chilly. And then by the time I pick her up at the end of the day, she's like sweating, wearing a t-shirt and,
then,
shorts.
but again, speaking of criticisms, you guys would criticize me all the time of why are you wearing a jacket in the
Yeah, but
morning?
you wear a
this and
jacket
that.
in like 90-degree heat.
Well,
Yeah, you do.
it's a
You wear,
weird weather
you wear
style.
jeans. You wear jeans to the beach.
Function over fashion.
Yeah, like in the morning, I'm bundled up in a sweatshirt with my top up, and I mean my convertible top. And on the way home, I am top down, tank top, chilling, let the breeze through my hair. So it's crazy.
Spot live from his cabin. Thank you guys for being here. P10, Matt Ellis, Collin, Pennsylvania, Bill Waxon.
But it's very crisp up here in the mountains.
and
Very crisp.
appreciate all the support. Hope you
I got
enjoyed
the fire
yesterday's
going.
show. If not, tough titties. So
Can we start today's show with
Your headphones.
who I like to call the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth?
I mean, if you got to, yeah, let's do it.
Can we start with the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth?
I thought I flushed.
Is it good one, Spot?
Thanks.
Travis Scott getting a lot of bad press. Looks like he's in hot, deep, murky waters.
So hot, deep, and murky waters?
$715 million lawsuits from all the fans that were at Astro World. Now all, excuse me, a little gassy and
Yeah.
echoey. Yeah, I mean, everyone's sort of turning on that guy right now after the 10
Yeah, he's
deaths and still
worst.
counting at Astro World. And when he has money and endorsements the way he does, everyone that was there is now filing a lawsuit against him, which is like horseshit. Not that many people were probably affected,
No, he's not the biggest piece of shit.
but he's definitely a name in the news.
I mean,
where everyone's sort of attacking him.
anyone that's responsible for possible deaths,
Aaron Rodgers,
you could argue piece of shit. Though people think Aaron Rodgers is the biggest piece of
worst
shit.
guy in the NFL.
And meanwhile, like there's plenty of worse people. There's a long list of potential candidates. I
know.
agree for
the
biggest piece of shit.
douchebag on, I think his name is John, on Bachelorette last night. They got eliminated.
No, not him.
Total douche. He's like an 80s douche. 80s douche face. Who's the biggest villain in the world right now?
The biggest jerk off.
Biggest jerk off in the world right now.
Spot. I don't know if you know what? The video is probably better than the picture. Go to my @RichDavis Instagram story. Because yesterday, if you remember me, maybe in passing, saying how the guys had to park down the block because they were repaving my street. Yeah. One of those things they do every few years or so.
As a kid growing up in the suburbs, that's always a thrill. As a property owner, it's just as much of a thrill.
You see the street and it's...
As a property brother?
You walk outside, you're like, wow, fresh new street. And then
It's a great feeling. Great for the kids.
Then you
just
ask
makes
yourself-
everything like nice and uniform and clean,
Then-
pristine.
Then you ask
Clean,
yourself,
fresh and clean.
tacky or not? Should I like carve the kids' initials in front of our house, sitting real
Tacky.
small? I'm like, nah, that's tacky. But you've done
But
that as a
cute.
kid. I feel
But
like as a
cute.
kid I did that.
Oh yeah.
Tacky, but
Did you
cute.
do that outside your family's house in Scotch Plains? Is there any signal, any sign of like J-Rock carving
My
his
initials
name?
are always tacky. SAC. Sack is always gonna be a little tacky.
Oh, the hand sanitizer hoarder? Do you mean what's his face? Mel Brooks? Yeah, not that guy.
Not Mel Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks. I'm sorry, Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks from Curb Your Enthusiasm
Curb.
this season.
No.
He was a sanitizer hoarder, a COVID hoarder.
Oh,
They found his closet of toilet paper and sanitizer and all this shit. and
yeah. Everyone shamed him.
Everyone shamed him for it.
All right. So Spot and Covino, they did the right thing. What it wasn't even far. You just parked what on the next block?
Spot and I carpooled yesterday because the streets were closed down, and you asked us to.
Yeah, we had a meeting afterwards, so it just made sense. Like, yeah, we don't need 3 cars. So
We like parked around the block.
yeah,
Wasn't-
it
wasn't
took you
too bad.
30 seconds? Yeah.
We walked up.
Yeah.
We walked around a corner. That was it.
So no big deal. They told you 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Stay off the street.
We're paving the streets. We're
Put
going
a
to
little-
retar,
put a little-
reface, resurface
Put a little divider up.
the streets.
Put a little divider up. They put the little stanchions up and the little 6 to 6. Don't go here. I look outside the house. Looks fucking beautiful. And you know what? This is great.
Pristine.
It was like
the
Honestly,
hands on the hips.
It's like it was almost like it was renovated for you and
And-
your new
And I
house.
was like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm also meeting.
Did you do a nod too when you looked out at the driveway and you saw the freshly paved
Yeah.
pavement?
Today's the day my my landscaper's also pulling out all the old bushes, and he's we're gonna plot out the front of the house. So I was like, oh, look at this, perfect. Just when I'm redoing the front of the house and all the bushes and flowers, fresh new street, new blacktop, lines up, curb appeal, fantastic. I'm walking to my car yesterday
appeal
to go pick up Emmy from school. And when I go to pick Emmy up at school, I'm like, are you fucking joking me? This was not in front of my house. Luckily, this is like 5 or 6 houses away. But if this was in front of my house,
Luckily for you.
yeah, luckily for me. If this was
Not
in front,
luckily for the person 6 houses away.
if this was in front of my house, I would have lost my mind, which means you, with your OCD, you wouldn't have done the show today. You'd be at the fucking town hall, I don't know, the courthouse, the fucking police station. I don't know where you'd be. Trying to get to the bottom of how this gets fixed. Spot, show the video from my Instagram story.
Paved our street today,
Look at that.
and look at what some jerk off did. Oh my God. If I lived there or there, I would lose my mind. We live up there, and I'm angry. Can you believe that?
That's the worst.
Can you believe?
Sweet Instagram.
Can you believe that some person
Yes.
goes down the street,
Yes, I can.
makes a U-turn, the whole that happened, Spot, on our street when I lived across the street from you in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah,
Remember
like
they
a
paved the
little
street
down the way,
and
yeah.
there was one jerk off that you saw the tires coming out of the driveway down the whole street. So permanently, Spot's block now has 2 tires coming out of a driveway down the street.
Pizza chips.
Like,
Pizza chips.
Like it's
There's
the
pizza chips
ultimate. It's the
everywhere.
ultimate in like piece of shit behavior. Now Mauser says first world problems. Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe it's
But I'm
Amazon.
saying when you're in a community and you say, hey, it's really simple. For one fucking day, for 12 hours,
For the greater good of the neighborhood.
one day, 12 hours. We probably do it. They probably do it what, every 5 to 10 years? I don't even know. This is not a common thing. Every few years,
I don't know.
maybe
Anymore,
longer. Who knows? I don't know. But what I do know is that I lived in Sherman Oaks for 5 years and they did it one time.
Shame.
So
Shame.
that person,
If you're not watching on tier 2,
Looks like this is some sort of
it's
Illuminati symbol.
brand new blacktop
Or- oh,
street.
maybe
And
they were trying to draw, like a turkey. It looks like feathers.
It's a brand new blacktop street,
Okay, you draw a turkey?
and some piece of shit
doing fucking
doing
see
like
that?
essentially doing donuts in the middle of the street.
That.
skid marks. Looks like Spotty's underwear after a hot weekend.
What if
wouldn't
there's an
talk.
emergency? Good question, Bill. That's why you park not on that street. So you walk to your car down the block and get out of there. There's no answer that will be suffice. The road was blocked, Alex Berman, which means someone somehow went around the blockade.
Yeah, just piece of shit behavior. It's everywhere.
Yo, if that was in front of my house,
I'm not surprised.
You could say fucking first world problems, but if that was in front of my house, I would have fucking thrown a fit and lost my mind. Imagine that. You wait years, like, oh, they're going to redo our street. All right,
It could be years.
Yeah.
You know,
no, it's
I
gonna
feel
be
like
years.
it happened a little more frequently than it used to. Technology got better. It's easier. You know, they did it relatively quick.
Tyler, they had signs up and it was blockaded from 6 to 6. I'm
On the
telling you,
positive,
that means someone pulled out of their
It
driveway or
might
did
blend
something.
in quicker than we
Did you
realized.
trade-
Yeah,
eventually.
people are saying that, like, yo, eventually it blends in, but you'll always see some level of that.
Did you backtrace where the tracks came from?
But I think it might be aliens because when I did, it looks like the tire mark stopped somewhere. And I'm like, how is that possible?
But yeah, people just don't give a shit, man.
Definitely.
You know,
aliens.
especially-
Not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
I think it might have been aliens. Just saying. You could say, who cares?
You're a property owner too. Remember that.
Yeah.
Some of these people are not, even though it's a nice neighborhood. But I'm saying it could be the kids. It could be, you know, some teenage idiot. It could have been someone around this neighborhood.
I agree that it will fade and it won't be that big a deal. But when it's freshly done, yo, that sticks out like a sore thumb. It's like when you get a brand new car,
It looks
that
like
first
Vic
ding.
in Toronto's sore thumb. You ever see Vic in Toronto's sore
Oh,
thumb?
I've seen his sore thumb.
Oh,
And
wait,
by the
it's
way,
not a thumb. It's a penis. Oh, you got me again, Vic.
Babe, what are you looking at? It's 4:13 a.m. Oh, no, Vic just sent me a dick pic.
Oh, I thought it was his thumb, but it was a dick.
Oh.
Thanks, Vic in Toronto.
Man.
You sent us all the good stuff.
Are you sure it was?
You sure it wasn't me
At
going
all
to, are you
those
sure it
times.
wasn't me going to Taco Bell?
Are you sure it wasn't you high on edibles going to Taco Bell? And
Yeah.
then you get back and like, who did this?
I'm telling you,
Who
it's
did
it's
this?
behavior that's just.
Here's the thing, though, Rich. I don't really want to hear it from you.
I'm not-
No. I don't want to pick on you today because you're a swell fella. I love your sweater. Look at you, looking handsome.
Oh, look at this one.
The
What's
hair
going
is
on?
great. Stubbles just like pristine.
you're
It's just like
complimentary today.
here's Rich. Well, because again, I don't want him to think I'm getting on him.
Oh, you're softening the blow.
Yeah, he's doing the fucking compliment sandwich.
Not that I ever want to be labeled this kind of guy, but I feel like that would have happened to me. This didn't happen to you.
No.
So like you meet off great.
Oh no, I'm just saying I bring it up
Like,
because
you're still like on the good side of luck. I feel like that is the shit that would have happened to me, unfortunately.
Only one person was
And
on the bad side of
you're
luck, and
good.
it was that it was one house of the whole fucking block that was on the bad side of luck. What you're saying is if it happened to you, you would have been the one house.
If this was my story,
Yeah, it would have been like, look
That
in front of
would've-
my house. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, again, and that's just been that sort of streak in my life started in my mid-30s.
And by the way,
I hope I'm getting past that part of my life.
Preston is so right.
Post-COVID.
Preston is right. It is like the first car ding because your eye focuses on it, right?
Yes.
Like 2 days ago, I couldn't. The street probably looked like a cracked piece of shit, and I didn't even know or care.
Didn't look that bad.
But when you do,
Some Sharpie could fix it.
yeah, when you do a fresh pave job,
Some Just for Men dark brown black.
Lisa Paraggio, I agree with her. Spot, if you scroll up, I think she said something like, "I would just be more aggravated that, like, the town went through the." Let's block the street. Let's do it. They were doing what your tax dollars are designed to do.
Yeah,
Which is always a nice feeling,
yeah,
too.
it's like, oh, wow, they're doing something.
That's
Like,
the
oh,
bonus.
when someone in your neighborhood or in your town, when they fix a road or put up a street sign or do what, I don't know, let's be honest, what they're supposed to do, it's like, oh, good, I see my tax dollars going to work. Oh, and so.
Like Joe Biden, when he's not having long and impossible to ignore farts, he's signing $1 trillion infrastructure bills. Get him to sign another one. He's just printing up money.
By the way, I think our angle was off on that Joe Biden fart story yesterday.
I need my
He
3.
farted on royalty. Like, we should give him extra credit for that.
She's not.
It's a good point, though. Honestly, Joe Biden's like. Well,
And she can't get it out of her mind. Like, he sort of mind fucked the Duchess
Yeah,
with
here's
his
the-
ass.
He was like, here's the deal. Hey.
and now she can't stop thinking about it.
Hello, Joe.
Yeah, by the way, Andrew's right.
We talked about that yesterday, by the way.
If this happened to Covino, it would be in front of his house, and then he would be required to fix it.
Yeah, like that's, you know, so I think you're still on the good side of the story, but we're exposing that there's jerk offs everywhere.
Mauser's right. It's probably some
unfortunately.
jerk off that's like, it's my right to drive up my street. Like, so, you know, like.
No one's I didn't get the memo.
Sarah, did I mention this on the air or off the air yesterday? That Sarah was paranoid that our sprinklers went off at 5 a.m. and the street was damp. And she's like, they said don't have the street be wet. I'm like, you're fine. Like, So like she was worried about that. So
Well,
anyway,
assholes.
that's the piece of shit. So you could say no big deal.
They're
but
everywhere.
Let me
like
tell
dog
you.
shit. You can't avoid them. People are jerk offs. They do stupid things.
Yeah.
We have stupid neighbors. I talked about mine.
Like I said, someone hit us up
Earlier this
recently.
week.
Someone hit us up recently saying they were trying to sell their house, and right around the time they're trying to sell their house, not only will their neighbors not cut their lawn anymore, mow their lawn, the neighbor then decided to put like some RV in the driveway, and it's like, yo, I'm trying to sell my house. You stop cutting your lawn, and you have an RV in the driveway. Why are you fucking cramping me?
What are you laughing at, Spotty?
I'm just laughing. I'm like delirious. Laughing at-
Your dad said it could have been me on edibles, not knowing.
Ah!
Yeah,
I said that.
yeah. Spot said that too.
That was Ben on his power wheel. Go, go, power wheel, power makes it go, go.
Just on his way to Taco Bell.
It was Ben and his Bigfoot.
I need a gordita crunch.
Yeah.
I got an ice cream cone last night at McDonald's on my way home from
Sweet.
softball. I was
Ice
like,
Cream Jones.
like, you know that feeling? You're like, should I go home or get a snack? And you're like, I just was active for 2 hours. Let me get an ice cream cone.
Speaking of yesterday,
It's like awesome and like gross all at the same time.
What, an ice cream cone
I
at
would
McDonald's?
love one, but it's like just gross.
The McDonald's ice cream cone, as Covino said, that's what I always looked at that as
110 calories,
It's a
man.
110 calorie little quick small cone.
fucking fantastic.
You get the chocolate
If
sauce on
and
it?
when the machine is working, which people are constantly investigating as to why,
Yeah.
it's not always.
Well, if you don't keep those machines clean, they're going to break down. And I doubt they're cleaning those machines.
not always available.
Jason Brown saying when you talk about the neighborhood shit, his neighbor put an inflatable pool in the front yard while Jason was trying to sell his house. It's like, yo, fucking,
It's a good look.
come on.
It's a good look. So yesterday we had a meeting and went really well. It was really cool. Hung out with Super Agent Sean Wyman. It's cool because Rich and I and Spot, we could just chill and schmooze, and Wyman's thinking business. I mean, we're all thinking business, but that's what he does. So we're just being us, having fun. Had a nice lunch. It's nice to get out and have a lunch. And we met up with our new colleagues at Fox Sports Radio, and it's just overall a good feeling when people get you.
Did you just see who texted you 10 seconds ago?
No.
You're like, you're putting it out there in the universe.
Look at that.
The main guy that runs Fox just said,
And I was on the text.
literally just texted the four of us. That was a blast yesterday, guys. Had a great time at lunch.
And you know what? He beat us to the punch because I was waiting strategically,
I need a funny joke.
using my strategery to do that later today.
Oh, my brain's not working today.
I was going to thank him for his time. Like, I really appreciated the guy's time and really appreciated how much the guy who hired us from Fox Sports Radio, his name's Scott Shapiro, between us.
Good guy.
Really good guy. He used to produce Mike and Mike back in the day when they were #1 in the world.
Yeah.
And
He's the main
Main
number one
dude.
motherfucker at Fox Sports.
main
now.
motherfucker at Fox Sports Radio and loves what we do. And it's just
He's our age.
Yeah.
Cool
He's
guy.
running
Shit. Cool guy. And
great
yeah.
feeling. And just, again, we're talking about normalcy, swing of things, especially with here personally on the show, the COVID we battled. Like, it meant a lot to me just to be out at lunch, schmoozing, brainstorming, meeting someone cool, meeting someone new. And just when I was feeling cool about it and good about it, I didn't even tell you guys this. My health update is this. So there's got to be a little bit of a hesitation to want to deal with me. I get it. Like, they wanted to know if I had my doctor's approval, a doctor's note. Like, can I go to the cafe? We discussed this for a brief instance yesterday.
Yeah. Like on our way to lunch, I was like, oh, please be an outdoor place or please be a place that's not strict, because
Right.
the worst thing would be if we show up somewhere and they're like, vax cards, and Covino's like, I had COVID, but I can't get the vax yet.
And I'm meeting this guy
Yeah.
for the first time. It's like, treating me like a leper of sorts.
we were
even
all
though
crossing
millions
our
of people
fingers.
have had this.
Yeah.
Now, so I'm conscious of all this stuff, but I also realize too, Rich, while we're schmoozing and I'm enjoying our lunch, and free lunch is always great, right? On a side note,
That chicken panini tasted
Oh,
way
yeah.
better free.
nice little cafes,
Yeah.
trying to sell ourselves again, just getting out there, meeting new people, male bonding, bro, male bonding.
By the way, that text from the boss was the second best text I got today. The first being Vic and Toronto about underwear.
Yeah, Vic and Toronto's were always the best.
Yeah.
So they're at the meeting, and I am a little in my head. This is where Rich really comes through, because the guy doesn't shut the fuck up.
Thanks, buddy.
And this is like where I really appreciate it. I'm operating at 65% still. Like yesterday, let's say yesterday.
And by the way, I heard you on the car ride. Covino's like, yo, do you mind if I make a phone call? I'm like, yeah, sure. Do what you got to do. So, I'm driving. Covino's in the passenger seat. And I hear him trying to tell the person, like, can you pick up my oxygen robot? They're like, sir, like, what you, like,
O2D2?
what, like,
Yeah, they're picking him up today.
They're asking a million questions. And I could tell
Did you give him a little hug before
Covino's
you left?
Covino's trying to be considerate and nice and everything, but I could hear that this person just doesn't have fucking answers. And Covino's like, yeah, but I don't need it anymore. And now am I fucking charged for every day it's here? Like, and I could tell he has robot frustrations.
Yeah, because am I paying for this robot?
Robot
it's like,
frustrations.
how much?
That's
my
today's
insurance
show's-
covers oxygen and things like that. And
That's
you know.
today's show title spot, robot frustrations.
So I just got to say that the meeting going really well. Rich, Sean, Spot, everyone's bringing it. I am in my head because, I bring my own sense of charm and personality to the conversation, which I still did, but I am in my head knowing that I'm not 100%. And I'm hoping that, this guy who I'm meeting for the first time doesn't realize my eye contact isn't as confident as it always is, because I feel like shit.
And by the way,
right? I'm like not even close to it. No one's ever close to 100.
Damio,
I'm not even in the ballpark yet.
to quote Curb Your Enthusiasm, yes, I did middle the lunch.
Rich, no, I was at the head of the table.
Yeah, but I'm
So,
yeah,
so he
yeah,
middled.
I middled.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was at the head. New boss, Sean Wyman, Spot at the end. Rich was middled, and it was perfect. But again, I'm in my head a little bit, tiny bit, because I know I don't feel good, and I just don't want everyone to really pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm trying to, just act normal, play it cool, meeting this guy for the first time. Get in Spot's car after the meeting. We feel good about it. And I ordered just a regular brown rice bowl or some shit like that, and an immunity booster drink. Just like a little smoothie they had. But I got in Spot's car.
Before you got in Spot's car, do you want to tell everyone what you did?
That one rip.
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
Covino
with
left.
a bellowing echo. It was like, "Brah," and the bus heard it.
Covino had a box. Remember yesterday, one of our listeners sent him like sweatshirts and stuff.
Ernesto, bro.
Yeah, Covino had a box. Spot.
That was the restaurant yesterday.
My wife. I'm using my wife's car. She has a white Honda CRV. Covino walks up to a white Toyota RAV4 and starts trying to open the trunk. No. And there's a woman sitting in the car.
No.
And I'm like, yo, dude, wrong car. And then I had to give the woman a wave, like, oh, wrong car.
The wrong car
Covino's standing, like,
story.
trying to open the trunk. And I
Were
think
your
this
cars
woman,
next to each other?
like 3 cars away. But it was like the
I mean,
woman.
it looked like the exact same
I
car.
think the woman was like, what the fuck is going on? There's a man trying to open my trunk.
Yeah, RAV4 and a
What's
CRV.
that? It's a fucking,
pretty similar.
it's a white SUV, essentially.
pretty
Spot.
similar.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. Yeah, I was. I was sitting, and I was sitting there for a while waiting for Rich.
And she's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Probably.
there's one reading.
There's a Hispanic man opening my trunk.
True, it was funny. It's a true story. And thanks again to Ernest for sending me a box of
call the police.
Everlast goods. And shout out to Jeff Edstrom. Appreciate my wrestling t-shirt. Thank you guys for all the mail, all the goodies. Jaime in Texas. So I get in Spot's car after the meeting, feeling good about it. That's cool. First cool meeting in a long time from someone that believes in what we do.
Yeah.
Gets us. Gets it. Just gets it. And I'm looking in the mirror, and all of a sudden, bro, I'm breaking out. Our lights went out. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Did you do that? I don't
He was
know.
fiddling with something.
No, I just did this.
Oh.
Our lights went out
That's all
on
good.
tier 2, but now they're back. I'm looking in the
Touching shit.
mirror in Spotty's car, and all of a sudden broke out in a major butt rash.
He loves looking at
On my
himself in the
head.
mirror. You love looking at yourself in the mirror.
I do.
You had butt
Love
rash
it.
on your head.
I mean, it's good to like what you see sometimes, right?
But you like sit in the car and immediately check yourself out in the,
Oh,
in the river.
but just to know the level that Covino checks himself out, when we were doing, let's say, Fox Sports Radio on Sunday, it's not televised, it's not streamed or anything.
I check myself out like Christian Bale.
You're just on Zoom or FaceTime with me and Spot, and you're constantly like fixing. And I'm like, yo, it's just us, right?
Yeah,
Go on.
man.
Sorry.
By the way, ladies, if you want to know if your man is cheating, when you get in the car, leave the mirror just slightly open and then close it. And if it's changed when the next time you get in, then you know.
Really?
I saw that on TikTok.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
All right, go on.
So I'm in Spotty's little car in his little fucking mirror, and I'm looking. I'm like, what the fuck? Now, meanwhile, remember, I was trying to like act normal, play it cool, and not let on to the boss, the new guy, that I was feeling odd and weird. And all of a sudden, I see my head bubbling like frog eggs on my forehead, and they're red and like noticeable. And I'm like, I hope to God this guy who was always like, who was already like, is he healthy? Can we hang? Can I shake his hand? Can I give him a bro hug?
Well, he
I
doesn't
hope
have
he didn't see this.
he doesn't have COVID anymore, but he's got fucking the measles.
Dude, I don't know what happened. So then I get into an automatic panic. I'm like, Spot, do you see this? And Spot was like, you could see it was turning red and starting to bubble on my head. I started breaking out in a rash, and I'm getting like chills thinking about it because it started looking gross. But it was like instant. It's like, how did this happen? Where did this happen from? So now the whole ride home, I'm like in a like a man. I think I'm getting over the COVID. I'm just about finished with my oxygen and my medicine, and now, now I'm having an allergic reaction. Like, what am I having an allergic reaction to? The steroids, the medicine, this drink that I had. What is going on? I hope the boss didn't see it. And it starts getting worse, and I start getting in my head like, oh my God.
Is Spot noticing this at this point? Is Spot like
Spot saw it, you know.
I mean, I was driving, but I said, show me. And he's like, he pointed. I saw they were like mild red spots that I could see under the makeup.
Yeah. So, you know, I had the makeup.
Go on.
So, it's like really bubbling up now, and I'm like fucking really nervous about it. I'm like, oh man, what is it now? Dude, I get home, I take my shirt off.
Whole body.
Whole body.
Like a Serenin toad? What do you call that toad?
Suriname.
Look up.
Suriname toads are the ones that have the
bubbles,
open pores with the baby frogs that come out of their back.
Covino, Spot, look up. Covino look like a Serenin toad.
What is it? They're the grossest fucking things on the planet.
Grossest fucking, what do you even call it? A reptile, creature, whatever.
Suriname toad. What's that thing that people have a fear of the things?
Yeah, it's like the of open pores, circles, and yeah. But bro, so I immediately it's like a piece of bread.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, yeah, it looks like the back of a toad, and they actually store their baby toads in the pores of their back. It's gross.
You're right. It was a piece of bread.
So, long story short, just when I think I'm like turning the corner and I'm feeling good, I get home, I immediately see like what else is doing here. I take my shirt off, and bro, honestly, Jordan comes in, she's like, do you have like chicken pox?
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
no.
Chicken pox?
Oh no.
Oh
no.
I'm like, no, but bro, I broke out, long story short, in a major butt rash all over my body. Just, I mean, not my
toe?
no, not my waist down was fine, but all over my back. And I don't know if it's like, again, medicine, steroids that I'm still on or what, or
mixed
allergic
with something
reaction.
maybe, or?
But it looks, I'm much better, much better today. But yesterday was like, it was horrible. And Jordan's like, get away from me. So just when I thought I was going to get back into the bed last night.
That'll get you back in the sexual track, right?
Yeah,
Can I tell you, I have not been in my bed since October 20-something. I have not slept in my own bed since October 20-something. So I'm hoping that today
Is day one
because I returned my oxygen. I pretty much wrap up my medicine. My butt rash all over my body and face is kind of gone, I think. I think I get back into my bed tonight, and I might have my very first full night of sleep tonight, I hope.
Oh, boy.
Tonight, I hope.
It's a big one.
That's the update. But, man, I got to tell you, that panic set in yesterday, and, bro, just the visual of what I had to look at on my back and shit, out of nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere. It's horrible.
So it was a butt rash
I had like
that was everywhere except your butt?
It looked like I had roid rage.
That's what you ate, right?
Yeah, I had like just a...
So
yeah.
maybe it was something there was...
That's exactly what it was,
because it
actually.
says our house-made sauce.
Yo.
So maybe something in the
sauce.
house-made sauce caused an allergic reaction.
I got something really quick and instant, and it was all over my body. It was so visually disturbing, and
Ringworm? Toads? Rashes? Chickenpox? Mumps?
That was my update, and then here we are today. Came in today. You know what I did today? I haven't done in a long time. I don't know. I felt a weird instinct to let's see what's doing on Howard, right?
Okay.
And sure enough, like luck would have it, and it happens to us, happens to the best of us. I'm sure you gave us a break, and you turned back on. Covino's still complaining about his bathroom. Fucking Jesus. Covino's still talking about his fucking neighbor. Fucking
Wasn't he
Jesus.
talking about this 2 months ago?
Yeah, exactly. I haven't listened to Howard Stern out of pure resentment in about 10 months, 9 months.
Do not blame you.
Right? And I put it on today, and guess who's on? Bobo, his stupid fucking caller.
And you're like, I'm done.
I'm like, I gave it 10 minutes. I was off. And here we are now.
Were you itchy
Bobo.
or no? Jen wants to know, were you itchy
I
or
was
just...
not itchy, man, or scratchy.
Wow.
It's not the itchy or scratchy show.
All that, and Covino still looks good, Preston. Look at that.
Fucking trying, Preston. Thank you, Jen Brown. Thanks, Michael Lee. Thank you, Rocket Poo. Kinky Blender. Thanks for all the feedback.
Only you would
Thank
get,
you, Doug Ferrier.
Only you would get over COVID and then fucking
Bro.
in a business meeting break out in butt rash
And
all
then,
over your
like,
face.
Jordan didn't want me to touch her the rest of the day.
Get
because
away!
She thought I had the cooties, and like it was gross. And like I said, I woke up this morning, got some gabagool, and I looked in the
I'm sorry, did you say
mirror.
woke up this morning,
Yeah.
got some gabagool? Because I
Keep
have
waking up
my
and
mug right here.
Getting different types of gabagool. I even got some gabagool from Scooby Doo.
Oh.
But I was relieved today to say, you know what? I think maybe now I've turned the corner. Nice meeting, butt rashes,
Gone,
healing,
COVID, everything. Yeah, it's all
O2
behind you now.
D2. My oxygen tank is gone as of today, and then we have one more productive meeting with Super Agent Sean Wyman this afternoon.
Nice.
We're trying to make shit happen with your support. That being said, this is my transition.
All right, hold on. Street cleaning, piece of shit. Cooties at
Meetings, lunch, cooties,
rashes
in your head, hoping people didn't pick up on that. You weren't feeling 100.
By the way, ever since Spot played that yesterday,
What?
that clip has gone even more viral. The clip of Laura Ingraham.
Yeah.
Yo, like,
I thought you meant
annoying.
the far clip.
I know it's annoying, but we played it yesterday when I had not heard it yet. I'm not saying we made it viral, but what I'm saying is since we played it, I feel like 20 people have sent it to me. I've seen every celebrity or athlete or anyone repost it. Everyone gets the biggest kick out of this. If you missed it yesterday, Spot, Joel McHale posted a pretty clear version of it where it's not like someone recording their TV. Of Laura Ingraham. It's the modern day Who's On First, but it really is making the social media rounds like fucking nothing else.
This is decent quality, I think.
Shows you where the news is at.
But yeah, Laura Ingraham not realizing that there's a show
When did
called
I
You.
mention measles?
I don't know. It was on you.
What was on me? What are you talking about? Right? What is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on you.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on you. It was on you.
I've never had Raymond.
I'm
I've
trying
never
to decide
had
if I think it's
measles.
real or
What
not.
are you talking about? This is stupid.
It
I've
was
had
an
measles on
episode
me
of
as
a
of
show,
yesterday.
Laura.
Yeah.
But I think they're gone.
What's it called?
You.
What is he talking about?
It's called you.
I've never done a show on measles. I just completely give up.
Like
You gotta get
part of
it.
me thinks it's
Shut
fake,
up.
but
Called
she's not
You
really.
on Netflix.
She's not so sharp as she's
Is
not
this
like
show
funny or
called
quick. So I
Laura
think she really,
Dud.
Yeah.
Moving on to Adele. I can't explain this to you.
What's he talking
People
about?
love
singer
stupid shit.
had an
I'm with you, Preston. Usually I could tell.
They should watch our show.
I could tell.
You would think we'd be more popular.
Yeah, the only thing I disagree with Preston on is that she's smart normally. Yeah, I just think she sort of she stinks. That woman. She's just another stinky reporter.
Well, speaking of, again, your support, and we appreciate you guys. Just want to throw this out there. We want to do more throwback segments on the Covino and Rich show, and we're going to brainstorm a lot of these ideas today.
Oh, you wanna
behind
bring
the
this
velvet
up now?
rope. I was just throwing it out there. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think it's a full-on discussion. It's like,
Well,
hey,
well,
go
here's
ahead.
the deal.
Here's the deal.
That's how Joe Biden follows every "here's the deal." Every time he pauses after he says "here's the deal," it's just a silent fart you don't hear. Here's the deal. The infrastructure. All right.
Sorry, Sarah.
Long and impossible to ignore.
Long and possible to ignore, like a Joe Biden fart. So
That's the best.
we don't, we've been pretty we've been like oddly consistent. Probably as our agent Sean Wyman says, we're probably, sometimes when you start a new venture, you play a little scared, unfortunately. And it's just normal, right? I mean, what is that the saying, Spot? You're playing scared?
Running scared like Gregory Hines, bro. Billy Crystal.
Like, we've never been a show that like, we've never been
shine a light on me. You keep the feeling alive all night long.
Is Michael McDonald the number one person when you imitate, you sound probably decent?
That and Pavarotti.
You said playing scared. I said running scared.
Yeah.
That was the soundtrack to Running Scared.
Well, we never take time off. We really don't. We're on all the time. And, there are times where we're going to need a day here or there. A holiday. I mean, Spot, you're the one that took the most time out of anyone. You've been to the East Coast a few times.
I know.
No, I'm saying you rolled your eyes when I said time off. We haven't. You have. So I'm just saying, don't make it.
That's at the behest of. No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wasn't rolling my eyes about taking time off.
I thought you were rolling eyes because I'm like, we've been fucking nonstop since we transitioned from SiriusXM to Patreon.
You need to take more time off. And,
refresh. I know.
I understand that, we have our huge supporters and subscribers, but I think it's like we're delivering a lot of content. I think they'll understand if you guys need a vacation time because it's normal.
No, agreed, Spot. I'm just saying. We've been fucking.
You're playing scared.
We've been nonstop since we transitioned. Yeah, from SXM to Patreon. We haven't not done shows on the days that we say we're doing shows. So next week's Thanksgiving. The holidays are coming up.
I missed the 1 week in the hospital, but obviously we had some fill-ins.
And we made adjustments because what is it? We're playing scared.
Well, otherwise I haven't missed a show.
Yeah. So. Here's the question. When it is a holiday, like Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day, or I know Christmas is on the weekend this year, but
every day's all a day.
When there are random days,
all a day with Dickie.
When there's random days that you might need off, let's say Emmy's got a little school play, or Melody's got something going on, or Spot has a doctor's appointment, or something important comes up and we can't do the show. We were brainstorming. Doing a best of makes no sense, and I'll tell you why.
Was it a brainstorm or a green needle?
Green needle.
Doing a best of makes no sense.
And I'll tell you
why.
It makes no sense, and I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you why too.
Because
I'm sure we have the same answer.
Well, because it's just unnecessary.
By the way, this is very behind the velvet rope, guys.
It's first of all, I'll tell you why. Best ofs.
Sweet glasses
make no sense. Oh yeah. By the way, shop.covinorich.com. Sweet pint glasses. Just don't put it in the dishwasher.
Oh, by the way, we're switching things up. So the pint glasses will be better quality, but more expensive.
Okay.
Shop.covinorich.com.
Okay.
Shop.covinorich.com.
Now you have to pay more for it.
All right. So here's the deal. When holidays do come around or that random day off, best ofs don't make sense for two reasons. A,
the Joe Biden sounder now.
It's tricky with our archives to play big bits because we're monetizing this, and SiriusXM, I don't know. There's no point to be like, hey, here's old shit from years and years ago. I don't know if anyone even wants that shit right now in that way. Plus, Spot.
Plus, things haven't aged all that well.
Yeah,
so
plus
why take the chances?
Yeah, things haven't aged well. Plus, if you would be like, we'll do a best of for the past.
Why take the chances out of context,
yeah,
I should say.
Yeah, and it's like, well, then how about a best of over the last months? Well, the last month or so, all those shows in their entirety are available to you if you're a Patreon subscriber. So
every show in the history of Patreon is available for your listening pleasure.
Got to keep refreshing.
Yeah,
sometimes they don't all show up.
There's actually people that
I don't even think we should do that. I think we should only keep the last month available.
Well, I mean, maybe we do that. There are people I can do that. There are people that have reached out that are like, I'm 3 months behind because not everybody can listen.
I get it
for 2.5 hours.
All right, so
every day.
Hold on, my point spot is that it's available.
It's there.
It's there.
Enjoy it at your leisure. Use it to catch up.
So what do we do on a so-called holiday or day off?
You got to pivot.
So I had an idea, and
enjoy life. Life's short.
Now that I think about it, and we're hearing all about the Stallone Rocky IV director's cut. Essentially, I'd be using the wrong term because director's cut really is just another version of it, right?
Yeah, you want to.
I wanted to call it Covino and Rich's director's cut, but it might just be better called like CNR Revisited or something.
Call it Lenny Dykstra's perfect cut.
No.
Oh yeah. That's
it's like you want a Mystery Science Theater everything.
Yeah. Here's what I think might be the best bet, and I'm curious if you guys think this is interesting. I think we should take, because Spot has the archives, and we've always had the ability to play our old archives in 5 to 10 minute clips anyway. Even when we were on Sirius XM, they were like, yeah, you're allowed to do up to 5 to 10 minutes, whatever, on social media. So
archives go back to 2004, Covino and Rich from Sirius XM.
So here's my thinking.
What about
interviews?
What about my archives?
Events.
Their archive spot.
Random conversations.
Yeah, so here's my thinking. We take a random, memorable moment from a long, long time ago. We play it 5 minutes, and we dissect how we feel about it now and reminisce a little bit and sort of dissect what we were thinking and where we were at that time. Like, hey, we're in New Orleans, and we fucking hear a gunshot, and Spot stays. We see someone pull out a gun. Spot stays. You and I run without him. All right. Play that funny 5-minute bit. We dissect it for a half hour and revisit it. Hey, Covino and Rich,
talking about hogging.
Yeah, talking about hogging. Covino announcing that he's going to be a dad for the first time and he's worried. Hey, let's look back 12 years ago and be like, yo, thinking back how you were so nervous about being a new dad. Let's,
have we evolved? Has our thinking changed? How do we feel about it all these years later?
So I think Covino and Rich revisited, director's cut, whatever you want to call it. I wonder if that would be, I think that's the best solution and I think they'd be like 40 minutes to an hour.
And we could put things in context. That's the key. Let's say we're saying something really politically incorrect from the early 2000s. Shit happens, right? We were real. We were doing it on SXM.
Like,
that was life.
What if we were
we could at least laugh about it, acknowledge it, and explain ourselves and see how we feel about it.
I got a few that even come to mind. Like, I was thinking, hey, why don't we fucking break out Spot's first day on the job, where we're like, hey, here's our new guy, Spot, and to think like what we were thinking.
I don't know if I have access to that.
What he was thinking, like,
Sorry.
I just think there's a lot of random clips from the past that if we played a 5-minute clip and then dissected it from a 2021 point of view versus what we were thinking maybe in 08 or 2012 or 2015 or 2006, or I think dissecting an old clip from today's perspective is the best way to do a best of.
And letting it play sometimes, Take a little,
almost like a
look
listen
back and listen.
You know how a big thing on social media and Twitch and YouTube streaming, people do watch parties and watch alongs. It's sort of like a listen along where you're listening with Covino and Rich's
Revisited.
We're revisiting a great moment. Hey, Dumpy the cat. The classic ones that people love to hear, but a little snippet in us dissecting it. So,
and maybe an update that we never got around to. So here's where you play into it. We're just brainstorming with you guys.
Covino buries a statue to sell his fucking townhouse. Like, what do you think about that now?
We do this for our living, but obviously for you and to kill time and have fun and get through the day, just make it to the weekend together. We want to provide the content and memories and stories that stood out the most to you guys that you'd love updates on or love our retrospect on. So we'll put a post up or
maybe throw some moments
throw
that you
some
remember.
ideas out there that stand out to you that you'd want to hear back on.
I think that's,
or that you'd want to revisit.
Yeah, put that on the Covino and Rich, the Carl Facebook page, put that on Discord, put that on social media, and we'll maybe compile a list of moments we want people to look back on. The moments that mean something. Oh, Super Agent Sean Wyman's here. Sarah.
Super Agent Sean Wyman, what's up, buddy? He's in the building.
There you go. Want to sit over here, bud? I'm the coffee bitch, Sarah. You're not the coffee bitch, Sarah.
Your dog just moved the camera.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, Piper. There you go. All right. Cool. But do you like that idea, Spot?
The dog's in here.
I know the dog's in here. We'll get the dog out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have another butt rash on my face.
Sorry, get the dog.
I'm gonna get another allergic reaction thanks to Piper. I'm allergic to dogs. So that's the update.
You seem like fun.
And we appreciate all your feedback. Going to make that happen with your suggestions.
Piper goes right to you every time.
Every time.
Knowing that you're... Why do dogs do that? Have you noticed that? Like, you
they
go somewhere...
want, like, your
dogs always go to the
acknowledgement.
person... Yeah, dogs seem to go to the person that doesn't want them near them.
Yep.
No matter what.
Like clockwork. Anyway, that's our personal brainstorm update. we want to include you in on, and we think that could be good for our subscribers and some of your pals that might be new to the show. We appreciate all the recommendations, guys. Keep those coming. And again, shop.covinoandrich.com. We got new stuff soon.
Oh, we know we should revisit. Andrew wants to know what remains of the Yankee bundle. Is it still for sale?
Yeah, still for sale. Yeah, absolutely. See, so these are things we could look back on and use our archives for your viewing and listening pleasures in the future. So, yesterday after our meeting, we discussed, Sean, I had a butt rash I don't even think you knew about. Oh, you heard about it? Okay. On my face. Came home, chilled out, rubbed my inner hairy man thighs for a while, laid there.
I heard Joy Taylor and Cowherd and all the Fox people said, don't let that guy anywhere near the studio with the ass rash on his face.
Dan Patrick doesn't want to share a mic with me.
Get his ass face rash away from me.
I came home and the rest of my night was just like, lounging around. And
yeah,
I watched Bachelorette and it's terrible. And I don't know, again, I'm in my head and I feel like ass. So everything I'm watching is boring and terrible and just not capturing my attention at all. Like sometimes even the show, I'm like, are we done yet? And Bachelorette is just, honestly, Rich, is such a dud. This season is so boring.
Is it the girl or is it the contestants?
I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck.
You don't care anymore, man.
Yeah,
you really are.
Stern and Bobo, fuck out of here. I don't care about any of this shit. So I'm watching though, and I'm, because we're always looking for content and ideas. On the show, you don't need to give a shit, but they have one-on-one dates where sometimes the Bachelorette goes on a specific date with just one of the remaining contestants. Not group dates, just one-on-one. And Jordan said, because she's been watching forever.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time someone interrupted a one-on-one date.
Like another contestant fucking showed up
to interrupt the one-on-one moment. And he's like, I need to talk to you. It's like, yo, this is a one-on-one. That's all I need you to know from the show. My simple question based on that is, have you ever had a moment in your life where someone fucking tried to cock block or intercept or ruin, or maybe you were the guy where they tried to kibosh and interrupt your night? And because Jordan's saying she's watched the show for years, she's never seen this. I've never seen that. Like, this was sort of a bold move. This was a date. So, in other words, guys, there was a date. And they were vibing. Here's the thing. It was like one of those really like magical dates where everything was clicking. So imagine, put yourself in a scenario. You're having one of those wonderful moments. Chemistry's there. You're connecting. And then someone fucking out of left field comes to interrupt your date.
I have a story, but I know you have a better one.
I do? I don't even, I that's why I'm just throwing it out there to you guys.
I mean,
it's
your
like,
brain fog?
Yeah, I have real brain fog. I don't remember this.
Might have you forget this. And by the way, when did it happen on Ordinary Joe? I caught up last night, and I'm trying to think. Ordinary Joe, by the way, the show that I'm not vouching for because it'll be canceled. And it'll, like, there's no point. There's no point to start vouching for shows with your friends when you know that even though you're enjoying it, it has network cancel all over it.
I know this happened in Wayne's World 2 and in The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman when he tried to stop the wedding. That was pretty much a big-time cock block.
I mean, I did tell the story recently how I was about to have a hotel three-way and some sales guy knocked on the door. Oh, you weren't here for that. I told the story when you were out last week how a guy we know, a sales guy with a short tie that was worked at K-Rock and Z100. His name was Owen Altador.
He was known for his
short ties,
short purple ties, and his Jerry curl. He looked like Popeye from Blood In, Blood Out. Give me some Chon Chon. But he was like a black guy.
I was about to get
I knew that guy.
on.
I worked with that guy too.
I was in a hotel room after a Z100 event with a hot sales chick and her friend.
Did you say Owen? Out the door. But his name was Owen Altador. Altador. We worked with the same guy coincidentally.
And I told the story about how I'm drinking, having fun. We're like all sitting on the bed having a drink. And I'm like, yo, this is going to happen? And all of a sudden, yo, I'm here to party. And I'm like, fucking Owen, out the door. So yeah, that was when I got cop blocked.
So based on the show, and I don't expect you to give a diddly fuck, Have you ever had a moment like that?
Interrupted on a date.
Interrupted on a date?
I have
That's
too.
I got to hear some stories. I got to hear like what the reasoning was. Like, did you try to stop it because you were so in the zone of not thinking straight? You're like, I'm stopping this date that's happening right now. Like, what is the thinking behind this? Because that's what this guy wanted to do. He was trying to like get some shit off his chest in that moment.
All right. I wrote down 4 things.
Wow. Let's hear it.
Some are good. Some I'm not, as Razor Ramon would say, I'm not the good guy. I'm the bad guy. I might be the bad guy in a couple of these stories.
No. Wow.
But I'm the good guy in a couple of them. Now, the one that sticks out to me, which is why I thought you would jump right to this. Maybe you've blocked it out of your head, Covino.
Speaking of blocking.
Maybe you blocked it out of your head because it was fucking rude on every level.
Kind of rude, you know.
Actually, I got one quickie. One time, Covino fucking physically pushed me away from him because he was talking to some hot girl, and I came in all like fucking friendly, like, hey, what's up? And he's like, he fucking grabbed me by the shirt. The only time Covino got all like weird with me, he's like, yo, get the fuck out of here. I think he felt the fucking footsteps of the cockblock coming. We were at a party. I remember Dane Cook was there and Jessica Simpson was there. They had some movie together or they were dating or something.
Yeah, they were in that
Employee of the Month.
Movie.
Whatever it was. They were there at the party. We felt all cool. As Spot said the other day, man, we did a lot of cool things back then, didn't we?
Really did a lot of cool things.
What a
when I was
fucking
That's why
random-
we're going to revisit it.
Remember doing cool things?
We're going to do cool things again. We did cool things as of a year ago, and then the fucking pandemic hit. I was talking to
According to Jordan, we haven't done anything cool in 4 years since I've known her. So
Super Agent Sean Wyman. We were talking about it at lunch yesterday. We were at the fucking Fury Wilder fight. We're at the Super Bowl in Miami, and then the world just sucked. Like, we're going to get back to it. The world, we were still doing, within a month, we were at the biggest fight we've ever seen. And we're at the Super Bowl in Miami doing radio and TV. And then the world said, hey, let's throw a global pandemic. True. So, well, I'm not, you get more concerned than I do. I have faith in you. More than you do, I think.
You?
You?
Me? What do you mean?
No, you.
Me? What do I have to do with this? Oh. Measles?
You. So
Who?
you did. Do you remember this moment where there was some good-looking girl you were talking to her, and I came up all like, "Hey, what's up?" And you literally like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
but that's not interrupting a date. It's saying like, get out of my fucking zone.
close enough." But the story I was thinking of, Covino working his ass off at K-Rock. People are shitting on his van. He's working his ass off. He's running errands for his boss, Steve Kingston, radio legend.
Yeah.
Covino's doing all these things, making his way, getting on-air shifts, hustling his ass off. Gets a fucking girl that's a 10. Typical Covino. By the way, you know your reputation among our friends, like, is that you have always had like beautiful girlfriends. It's a good reputation to have.
Yeah, but they ruined my life. So what good is that do?
But I was talking to our buddy Nico, who's going to visit us in December.
yeah.
And he's like, it's so funny how Covino has always dated the most beautiful women, but he'll consistently ask you, yo, bro, she hot? Yo, bro, she hot? That was like your...
When I was 22 years old.
That's
45.
like your... But that's like your reputation.
The oldest story ever.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Covino takes his fucking girlfriend, who's beautiful, to Del Frisco's.
Yeah.
And am I wrong by saying Mark Messier and a bunch of the Rangers sent her over a drink and one of the players hit on her while you were on a date?
That is true.
So that's the example of what you're saying. You were on a fucking hot date. And by the way, when you're working at K-Rock doing promotions, a Del Frisco's date night,
Sounds pretty
it's
messy.
fucking pricey for a kid working promotion. So you were on a legit date.
I was on a legit date.
And the New York Rangers fucking cockblocked
And
you.
his big fucking ugly monkey face was across the table.
I'm Mark Messier.
With the rest of it was a young squad of Rangers that he was with. And they sent the girl I was with a bottle of wine and interrupted the whole fucking thing. And she ended up marrying one of those players. You know, so yeah, I was interrupted for sure.
In the middle of a major level, they have children.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're married.
So,
you got...
that is a true story. Fuck that story. Mark, and I didn't recognize anyone except for Mark Messier's big, ugly fucking monkey face at the time. So
shaved head and everything, like the
shaved head,
bald Messier head.
Yeah.
Baller on a budget.
Got a little Messier.
I agree.
And by the way, I have no resentment towards Mark Messier. He's just the only guy
that you recognize.
That I recognized at that time.
Because he's fucking a huge star.
He had nothing to do with it.
No wonder Covino hates hockey.
Yeah.
I agree, John Harris.
But
I agree with Toronto, too.
I'll give you this, Rich. It was one of those, like, you're trying to have a beautiful night.
Dude, baller on a budget at Del Frisco's where steaks are $50 and you were probably making, at the time, you were early on at K-Rock, making tens of thousands of dollars a year. You were not balling.
No.
So here you are trying to impress, and the Yankees, that would have ruined your life, by the way, if it was the Yankees. The Rangers. Rangers.
Yeah, and you know what, though? You think I'm cocky or arrogant now. Fucking, I don't know who the fuck I thought I was back then.
You thought you were cooler than the Rangers.
Yeah, I didn't feel it as they were bringing the heat. I felt it like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I remember, I have a clear memory of, I saw Mark Messier, saw the table, made eye contact, and gave him the hat. Hey, thanks, guys. Cool.
You play
How do
hockey
do?
at Madison Square Garden. Well, this fucking guy hangs banners, all right?
Yeah, exactly. You got it?
This guy hangs K-Rock banners for fucking Crazy Kid.
I looking back, was slightly delusional to not even, like, I didn't even blink at the thought of they're disrespecting me.
Yeah.
But they did interrupt my night, and eventually things happened.
So weird that your girlfriend went to a game at the Garden 2 days later and set first row against the glass. That was weird. Who knew?
So
Put him on the glass.
yeah, that's it.
Put those bad boys in the glass. I feel like Spot has stories where I cockblocked him, so we'll just ignore those. But one.
But you've tried to stop a date.
One
We'll
sticks.
just ignore those.
One sticks out because
Those
I
didn't
feel like
happen.
Spot loves the story of like we were in like Miami or something, and some girl talked to Spot all night, and I ended up going. She ended up coming back to like my hotel with me, and Spot's like, I talked to her the whole night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you banged her in the ass.
You know what? If you really want to get true, I did. I mean, I only because I remember like
You know
she
what I
was
did?
wild, and she was wild, and I was like, all right, we're done. And she's like, round 2, this time in my ass. I'm like, what?
And you know
Wait,
what?
who is this girl?
Some girl like at a
And
random
you know what
party in
pissed-
Miami.
You know what pissed
Like,
me off about that? And I'm going to say it right
a
here.
long time ago.
The
Oh, the
two
girl
of
we
you-
called Ashley?
The two of you,
No.
I was single. I was there.
Yeah.
I remember waking up in a bed alone.
Yeah.
And the two of you hopping on a flight individually to go see your girlfriends. So fuck both of
We
you.
were both in like relationships
not true.
over
We
a
had
decade.
just
Like
started.
decades.
Oh,
Like,
we
this
had
is-
just
this
started.
is-
We
this
had
is-
just
This is
started.
girlfriends and girlfriends ago when
now I
when
remember what you're
when
talking
I
about.
went by the rule of Covino, which is socks on, play ball. No?
I was seeing someone for barely 3 months at that time. Like barely.
Yeah, this is during the transitional dating periods of my life.
Absolutely. No, Rich is right. But
I mean, still, I'm sure the girl I was seeing at that moment, which by the way, it's not my wife.
supposed
This is
to
a long time
disclose
ago.
all
that? It's not Sarah.
Are you supposed to disclose this information?
I was like, yeah,
This was 2007.
unrealistic.
Do the math.
yeah, I was like dating. I was in between dating people, and I was like just started dating people. Yeah, but Spot.
Spot.
I mean, Spot wants to talk about raunchy tales. I'll involve him if he wants.
This Spot would fucking have cock slapped you out of the way and just this Spot would have banged the girl in the ass.
I'm just surprised we're not getting any feedback of other people. Like, yeah, some dude, crazy ex guy, tried to interrupt my date, tried to stop it from happening. Or I was in the middle of a dinner. Like, we're getting no examples. I guess that's why I was a rarity on this show.
Yo,
Most people aren't bold enough to do some shit like that. Try to stop some shit. And then it's in their head that like, no, she wants a guy that's
don't
going
you
to take
remember-
initiative.
I got
She
it.
wants a guy that's going to step up. She wants a guy that's going to be there and show her that I really care, and I'm gonna do everything I can to show her that.
Oh.
And it's like you're gonna interrupt someone else's date.
I thought about
crazy.
I thought about it more. Spot, you've done this to me too. You remember that one time we went to the rock concert and we were front row and I was going to have the rock star girl pee on my face and you said, no, me. And you got under there.
You know that piece of shit is saying that she's
like
not
a
a shock
waterfall.
artist?
It was like a waterfall.
That piece of shit.
Yeah.
Rich is referencing the story of Brass Against.
Yeah. What is she say? Is she saying like I didn't? Is she saying like it's in the form of art, or is she saying
No,
like
she's saying like, it was a moment. Like she's not a shock artist. It's like you just peed on somebody.
fan's face.
Like it's exactly what you did. Like you're in complete denial of exactly what you just did.
Oh, I've had when you're talking about interrupting a date, I never interrupted a date, but I think we've all been there. Is it a date if they're not dating? Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Like I've been to a bar. All right, let's say you and I go to a bar and we're single.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Ready? Single Covino.
Yeah.
Ready? This is you. Don't you always do this
Yeah,
when you're on the
that's how
scene?
that's how he
What does he
does.
always does this?
No.
Yeah. Oh, this is Covino. He's like Ben Stiller in Along Came Polly.
It's true.
I think we've all been there where you've been at a bar. You start small talk with some girl, And she's like, yeah, I'm here with a guy. It's not her boyfriend, but she was like, went there on a date and it wasn't working out. So she's like, let me go. Let me say goodbye to this guy. It's not working out. It was like a date. And then she came back to the bar to hang with you.
I love dates.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
You know, like a girl's like, yeah, I'm with some guy. Let me shake him loose and I'll be back.
Yeah.
And that's
like
not wrong. That's because that's just like their date didn't work.
Right.
So, you know, you're like, yo, your date's not working with that guy, but, you know, I'll see you in a little bit.
It happened. And that's the story. Do you got one more?
Let's see.
Because you said you wrote 4 things down.
Covino. Oh, no, Spot.
I broke up a date with you?
No, you didn't. Actually, I thought about it more. No, you've been good, Spot.
Yeah, I've never like showed up at a restaurant and be like, stop this date.
Got a bunch of other rando stories.
I have a friend in need that if you want to keep the
relationship
and
miserable
launch
one
going. No, it's not a miserable one. It's another one. It's another one. It has nothing to do with the guy.
What was the last one you were going to say, though? Was it about me?
No, I have Covino pushing me away.
Yeah.
I have Covino and the Rangers.
Yeah.
I have me. I don't feel guilty about it, because just because you talked to the girl all night doesn't mean she wanted to fuck you. I mean, is that wrong?
No, she wanted it, and then you stumbled out of like you were like all over another girl, like belligerently drunk, all over another girl in the upper. I remember where this was. This was the. Can I?
No, I don't say anything.
Okay.
Don't give any dates
I
or times
remember
or
where
anything.
this was. You were in another section with both of you were with girls. And then I was downstairs in another area with this girl.
But just because you talked to the girl doesn't mean you were going to hook up with her.
But you didn't.
Is that fair to assess?
You
Like,
did no
if Spot
work.
was just palling around with someone all night, should I assume like, oh, Spot's going to bang her? This was not confident. This was not confident, ripped, bearded Spot.
Right,
this was like, who's Spot? Like, come on.
Right, but you like stumbled out of nowhere. Like you came out of the drunken mist. And then you were like, oh, yeah. And then you just
Rich
disappeared.
Was infamous.
Infamous.
For being the biggest fucking cock block. Oh, we had a song about it.
Yeah.
He's always cock blocking. He rolled on the scene. Cock blocking. So,
of course you don't feel guilty.
I'm not surprised.
You don't
but
feel
Rich,
guilty for anything.
To wrap it up, you did remind me of one moment in my recent dating history.
It's your prerogative.
Where I was at fucking Dave and Bust the Nut with some Latina mommy. And
I love Dave and Buster's.
Some dudes did try stepping in because they thought from their visual, like I was just on a date. We weren't together.
Yeah.
I was on a date. And they saw me just go into the bathroom as opportunity to sort of like really push that shit. But she thought, she actually said this to me. She saw that as like a disrespect to me. And it made me look bad in her eyes that guys would be willing to do that to me. Like people must perceive me
you as a chump
not
or something?
on her level.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, she
Like
sort
a
of made
chump?
that clear. Like a
chump.
chump.
Hey.
Like a chump.
Hey.
Like a chump.
Hey.
Should I be feeling bad?
No.
Should I be feeling good?
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. I was laughing stock of that whole little neighborhood scenario.
Interrupting a date. I think I've exhausted all my thought of interrupting a date.
Yeah, no.
Interrupting
I have a question. Just and Sean Wyman, I'm throwing this out
you know
there.
what a weird feeling is? This is nothing that you could feel guilty about.
Sticking your dick in between couch cushions?
You shouldn't feel guilty about that.
I imagine it's a weird feeling, though.
As a teenager, that was my favorite thing to do, I think. That and collect baseball cards. I think there's no guilt in this because you're not doing anything. But you ever get that weird feeling where some girl's fucking, eyeing you up and down and she's on a date or with another dude? You've done nothing other than you could tell that she's just making eye contact with you. You're like, oh, poor guy doesn't realize that she's not into him.
Never happened to me.
What's up?
It's like the little like, hey, what's up?
What's up? All right. So anyway, that's one story. I'm just going to run through these real quick.
Why don't you
wanna
ditch
get into
that
your friend in need.
zero and come with this hero?
You want to get into your friend in need, or should I just?
I mean, it's a good friend in need. So if you want to go do a couple news alerts and then we'll get into it, it's up to you.
I got lots of random news. So I got discussions of random news. The show's always the same.
I want to say hi to Mark in Colorado first.
Sure.
All right.
Hey, Mark, you're on the show.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Covino's worst cockblock was to Spot.
I'll get out of my face.
I mean, that is true. Let's bring that up.
True.
Let's bring that up, Spot. Go ahead.
But we weren't on a date. It was that.
But still,
there was no
you
date.
were there, and she was there for you. And Covino kind of said, fuck it.
No, Covino said he didn't want her to suck it, and he held his hands up and he said,
yeah,
no.
remember Covino said he was
but
taken advantage of?
That doesn't go along these lines.
Same old
a
boring
horrible
story.
situation.
Well, I think the
but
reality
is not
is,
along the lines of breaking up a date. Cockblock, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
not-
he's more guilty than I ever was. I have a question. What is your dad saying? Scroll back up. Your dad's telling some stories. Big Steve.
My dad doesn't know anything about my dating life.
Oh, he's talking about some girl that he would let stay at his house. And, well, hold on. What is this? Go back up to Big
We
Steve.
went on vacation with her. Oh, wait, hold on.
Who do you go on vacation with?
Me?
No, listen, hold on. Your dad's telling stories. I want Big Steve
I don't see the
stories.
first part of the story, though.
What's the second part? It's like a mystery. It's like,
Hold on.
I can't see it, Spock, so you have to read it.
I am going to read it, but I can't find the first half of this sentence. He just says, and we went on vacation with her and let her spend every weekend in our house. The shame, the shame. Oh.
Is that the girl that ended up with the Ranger?
Yeah, probably.
Ah,
Yeah.
of course. We took her on vacation. She spent time at our family's house. And she's banging a Ranger. Yeah.
And she's sitting front row, putting them on the glass.
Walker, Texas Ranger. She was married. Who was she with? Ron Washington.
Texas Ranger. She was with
Rafael
Mark
Palmero.
Mark Teixeira.
All right, so friends in need.
Yeah, before we get into the friend in need,
We'll get to rando news.
Let me break up the fun.
So, break up the fun.
Let me break up the fun with something cute, because we're all living adult lives. You're living the dad life. I'm living the dad life. We're not 20-year-olds cockblocking each other at the
Dud
club
life.
anymore.
Dud life.
You're living the dud life. I'm living the dad life. Hashtag Team Spot. Thanks, Cubs fan. Shameful stories, but they're funny.
Shame.
Hey, listen, we all...
You're disgusting.
Shame.
Hey, listen, Spot. Do you want to be an
you know,
old
it
guy?
really-
You want to be an old guy and die without stories? Then fucking be my guest. Like you just talked the
Just
other day
teach me
about
how
how
to
you...
be. Teach me how to be an old guy and die without spite, because I just feel like I just hold
you're
these
spiteful.
grudges.
I don't know why you... I don't know what the spite
these-
is.
these-
Like you have so much resentment and spite for people that care about you.
I need
and two of those people are like sitting right here.
Yeah, but you know what? The two people that claim they care about me really treated me like shit throughout our friendship.
Did we, or did we open doors for you that you never would have went through and had
What
all this
door
fun
did
and
you
everything?
open for me?
Both. Can it be both? As Sean just said. Both. Why can't it be both? You had you're exciting.
I was hired to work a job, and we did these things together. As far as our friendship goes, you guys treated me so shitty.
No, we never treated you shitty.
Yeah,
we
you did.
cockblocked you a couple times.
That's
but
treating me shitty.
we cockblocked
Blame
you.
Rich. I was
Never
consistent.
once did you hold me up. You always cut me down and stepped on me, and then fucked the person that I was
And you
trying
must
to reach.
be a masochist because you moved to LA. You wanted to be part of everything we do, and
That
you're
was
with
my
us.
career. My career was great. Our friendship had some downs.
Jeez, the resentment.
Yeah.
What resentment?
One chubby chick threw herself at me, and I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, I fucked one
She
girl
was
in the
not
butt at
chubby.
a party.
She was fucking
She was
average
not.
at best.
Yeah.
Then why'd you waste it?
I didn't do anything.
Oh,
She attacked
yeah.
me.
Yeah, you
did.
I
You
was a
ru-
stud, bro.
We ruined everything by letting a chubby girl blow you and me banging some random party girl in the butt.
All the other stuff
all
we
that.
did.
All the other stuff.
banged one goat.
All the other things we've loved about you, and cared about
never
you and
once
looked out
did
for
you say, Spot, here's a lovely lady that you should be with. Or
No.
Spot, let's do
Or
this
how
for
about this
you.
lovely lady
You
fucking
just-
threw herself at me,
You cut
and I
me-
fucking had
All
nothing
right,
to do with
let's
it.
let that
She really loved
specifics-
you if she threw herself at
You
me.
really did. That's the problem. You think you did this for
But
me.
my point is,
you think you did it.
I was always consistent. I thought you were.
You just talked about
you were
all.
always
You
a nice
just,
guy.
you
and
just
always
talked about.
felt
You
like
just
I
talked
treated you
about
such.
all these fun adventures you had in your 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
That was all of us hanging together.
Didn't get my dick
things
wet.
wouldn't have those things wouldn't have happened if you weren't with us.
You
think you'd be going
you
to
were the- you know
fights
what it
and
is?
World Series and Super Bowls in Mexico and Vegas 100 times? You think all that would have happened if you were
That
working a production job somewhere?
Is my career.
So we cockblocked you twice. You hate us?
Twice.
We cockblocked him twice. and
You
he
think
hates
it
us.
ends at those two stories? That's where you're wrong.
Save it for Covino and Rich Revisited.
Jesus.
Motherfucker, this guy.
Like, you really think that's the problem. You think you're like absolved of any wrongdoing.
I don't know
You
what
think
wrong,
like
what
you
wrong do we
think
do?
like there it is.
Yeah, I don't-
there
I
it
don't
is
get
right
it.
there.
Let's see.
Awkward burgers for sale.
Spoken
Spot.
like a true psychopath.
Terry Hickey says, "Put up the awkward burgers
Do I have
and
that?
buy a T-shirt. Shop.covinoandrich.com.
Here, hold on. Should I put this on?
Oh, there it is.
My awkward burgers.
I like it.
Give me one shot,
How
Spot.
do I get the logo back?
Shop.covinoandrich.com.
My awkward burgers t-shirt.
This is a discussion we can have all day.
That shirt says fart on it.
Shop.covinoandrich.com. Thank you, guys. Wait till you see the new stuff, too. Franz did a great job. New stuff this week. Shop.covinoandrich.com.
I didn't say Spot would be nothing without us, Alejandro, at all. But when you talk about career trajectories, it would be
Who's
like
talking about career trajectories?
But I'm saying if you're talking about,
I'm
like,
talking
man,
about our personal relationship. Anything that we
but
did for the
everything-
show is one thing, but I'm talking about like us being friends and going out and doing things.
Yeah, but can you honestly say you were cockblocked if the girls were not interested in you?
How do you know they weren't interested?
'Cause they
in me?
weren't.
You didn't give them a chance,
Bro,
they weren't.
Come on, man. You weren't. You
guys
your
just
fucking
waltzed-
penis was non-existent back then.
Because you
like,
didn't
we're
let it
talking about a
blossom.
completely
You
different
kept it in a
guy
cage.
that we encouraged.
You didn't.
And it took a long time.
That's the problem. You think you did.
That's the only place I'll disagree with you.
You think you did.
I always wanted what was best for you to be the man.
If it didn't, you wanted what was best for me, as long as it didn't interfere with what was best for you.
I didn't give a fuck about those girls, dude. So that was not best for me.
I don't think like what a party girl or a girl that Covino let blow
by the way,
him
I was
like
20 something years old. Like you forget like the 15 plus years of like great behavior I've displayed on being a totally different guy. Like we're talking about shit in my 20s. Like
yeah.
Oh,
You
so
could
now,
just- you have 20-year resentment.
So now you're putting it under the guise of I was in my 20s. It
yeah,
doesn't
bro,
matter.
you're supposed to live your life and have a good time. That doesn't mean you step on people along the way. I don't believe I did that. I believe I was having fun. I was a young man going out and meeting people, trying to find love, trying to make memories, have experiences. I did that. You know what I've been doing for the past 15 years? Trying to be the best guy I could possibly be. The best dad, a professional, good things, and you're still harping on stupid shit like that?
Not
like,
harping.
No,
but there's clear resentment.
I mean, it's
We're
funny.
talking about the past.
Oh, it's great. It's great
You guys
conversation.
brought it up.
I feel like
you're
I feel like I have the least to do with it.
But
to be honest,
Spot, you're looking for equal. To get out of here.
I
Don't try to
don't.
fucking back out of this like you're Homer Simpson going into the bush.
You two were bend over buddies. You know,
Spot.
I feel like I was consistent. with
I never ever say.
I can't think.
I
in the
never ever
I
say-
can't think
Oh,
in the history of our friendship where you once did something to help me with a girl. So as two guys that were
how about-
fucking-
how about we
as
went
two
to-
guys as two guys that were studs that were great with women that had their own girlfriends. Never did you once say, "Hey, let's work on getting Spot.
We
We'll
took
put
a
him on a
trip.
blind date."
We took a trip.
And
to New Orleans.
Yeah, and you put me in a room. Let's not go down this because of fucking
Me too.
Me too.
But all these girls, there was a drunk girl that was all over Spot.
Yeah.
And her friend, and I get it. It was the wrong move because she ended up passing out, and you did the right thing by not doing anything. But her friend, like,
yeah, but
I put you in positions to. We went to New Orleans together on a hookup mission for you. We've gone to Vegas. You and I have gone out to bars and clubs and everything.
But you've never like.
What do you want me to? Did you want me to hand feed you women? And by the way, I never ever say, Spot, you'd be nothing without us. My point though is the career choice to be with us provided things that you never would have done otherwise. Like, and I could say the same if I never met Covino. I wouldn't have done these things myself. But 50 to 100 trips to Vegas. Multiple trips to spring break, Mexico, road trips, cities, partying,
I'm not saying you were
restaurants,
I'm not
events.
saying you're
These
responsible for my well-being,
Yeah,
but you
what I'm
never
saying
helped
is-
it either.
But what I'm saying
as
is
someone who
you're-
was like socially awkward,
Dude.
you never helped cultivate it.
Your exciting
I don't think
lifestyle.
we ever made you look bad either, though.
Yeah,
Spot.
we never made you look bad. Maybe when we first met you and we teased
You
you
were
a
always
little
out.
bit.
You were always out for yourself, and then I got the leftovers like a dog.
Like a dog.
But when you're dating and hooking up in your 20s, like, are people really is their
you were-
priority
it was
looking
never,
out for their friend?
But it was never enough for you. Like you wanted it all, and you never left anything for anybody else.
Yeah, but the girls
You
also
wanted
had
it
to
all.
want you, buddy.
You had something. How
That's
do you know
the
they
key
didn't?
factor. The girls would have had
Oh
to
yeah,
have
because
wanted.
everyone wanted you. You were the greatest.
Yeah, we were
you
fired.
had it.
We were on fire.
You had it, but what
For
you
a
had
while. We
wasn't
had a nice
enough.
run.
Look at
You-
that Alejandro.
needed-
Rich is right.
You needed everybody else's
you.
shit too. You never had. What
We
you
tried to
had
get
was
you
never
laid
enough.
by saying you were Dan Marino's nephew, for God's sakes.
And I made out with girls. That
You
was
made
fun.
out with girls on spring break. Spot.
You had it, but
We
wanted
never
more.
stopped. Remember where this
You had
conversation
it,
started?
but
Did we
you wanted
stop
more.
someone in
No.
the middle of a
It
day?
was-
We
have you
never
ever-
stopped Spot from ever prospering ever
The point is,
with women.
I would never say, Spot, we made you. I always just go back to the idea of all of us created this lifestyle together that we wouldn't have had under these circumstances, right? And by the way, Sean's not uncomfortable at all. He's like one of our best friends in real life, and he's
Oh, he
probably
knows
just
this.
laughing. And hey, yeah, Sean,
Yeah,
go on.
he's listened
Sean's
to
got the mic.
Super
Does that
Agent
mic
Sean
work?
Wyman doesn't give a shit
No.
about uncomfortable.
I just got some texts from some Carls that are like, "Oh my god, what a day to be there!" Right? And I'm like, "Dude, this is just like this is going out for drinks or lunch." Like,
Yeah. But I mean, I just hate that Spot has resentment towards it. It bothers me only because I feel like
why
every
do you call it's not resentment. It's acknowledging
Hey,
what happened.
If there's
For all
any
the times-
resentment, Spot, just know that life humbled me in many, many of ways that shouldn't, but could give you some gratification.
And by the way, also
on anything that I may have done that was wrong in the past.
I didn't get gratification.
And also know
you did.
And also know that, like Sean,
got
actually,
self-gratification.
perfect day for Sean Wyman to be here, because, and if there's also someone that over the years has tried to fight for you, whether it was at SiriusXM or ESPN, even though most of the time it never came to anything because management would block things. I was the number one person all the time. Sean?
I'm not making this about. Oh, sorry. I got to keep this mic down.
Well, honestly, like, and this is not me being like a neutral party here. This is just me telling the truth. Both you and Covino annoyed the crap out of me and others at ESPN when I was at ESPN. And I had to tell you guys to chill the F out because we had it under control and that I was on the inside and that I would work on it. And truthfully, it took a while.
Mm-hmm.
We got there. We got Spot paid for, I don't even know if we ever got the money because COVID, but like we got him a deal to get paid to come on and do some stuff with you guys. And
then
we got there. And then COVID hit, and then you guys
never got paid
so like
for my one appearance.
No, I didn't think you did, but I was curious about that. But bottom line is like you guys annoyed the crap out of me and others to take care of Spot, and that is true.
Yeah, I feel like every step of the way.
See, now you're bringing it back to career. I'm not talking about career. I'm talking about personal life. I'm talking about get my dick wet.
Yeah, but no, you're talking about getting your dick wet and friendship. I think we have been fucking all great friends to each other. You're mad about us being selfish with fucking good-looking women when we're 23 years old, 25 years old. Like,
there's resentment there. No,
yeah, there's resentment.
I get it.
So when we're,
it's so obvious.
So when Spot and I were at an event for Z100 in 2002,
you know why?
Spot's mad that I fucking left with some hot girl and he fucking went home.
It was sort of very Sammy J. But I'm not comparing Spot and Sammy J. But very Sammy
J.
Our old
back on.
producer.
I'm going
because we Rich and I were very fortunate with
So you're
ladies and love
misunderstanding.
and we had nice girls. And that's all a guy. That's all. Something the guy like Spot would ever have wanted at the time.
You know where I put this on Covino's sliding scale of awesome? Here. Right,
Yo, Cubs fan, I want
there.
Yeah, there you go.
There's gonna be resentment.
I want
right
Cubs
there.
fan to call up.
On Covino's sliding scale of awesome.
I want Cubs fan to call up because there goes Rich back to Spot's job. Yo, what don't you understand? Spot earned his job.
Right there.
Spot's good at what he does.
This is right here.
But why on earth are you making it seem like outside of our world, you would have done all those things? I wouldn't have done all those things if not for Covino and Rich and Spot. Like World Series, Super Bowls,
more graphics
home run derbies, like I said, Vegas, road trips, Canada, Mexico, Florida, South Beach a million times. We've done so many things together. So to me, I have no resentment. I feel like we've been a great team for all these years. So when you say there's resentment stuff, I'm like, really? You're mad that I fucking let some girl suck my dick in 2000 something?
No, because when Spot was like a lonely guy with no girlfriends.
All right, Edward, maybe Spot would have been somewhere better. What's better? Spot, give me your career trajectory where you'd be a millionaire if not for this.
I'm a millionaire?
No, give me the career trajectory. I'm just answering for Edward because it's like for reals. Maybe Spot would be somewhere better.
You never know.
But what's somewhere better based on Spot's not an on-air personality, so Spot wouldn't have got that $1 million deal. Spot's a behind-the-scenes guy.
Maybe I would have worked. Maybe I would have transitioned over to like Elvis because they hired like 30,000 people.
Okay, so you work for Elvis Duran. Do you think you're making tons of money at Elvis Duran as a producer?
Yeah, they're
not making a ton of money.
Really well. All the production people do.
Not
really
much more than you. Now it's probably the same.
Would have done fun things.
More fun things with Elvis Duran than our show.
We work for Maxim.
They go to.
They go on a fucking island vacation once a year. And they go on the fucking gay parade with Elvis in New York City, and they grand marshal it. You want to trade?
So how do you know that? Like there's, it could have
because
ended up
I
anywhere.
know that we have had a blessed life together as a threesome. Whoa. And I just know that without Covino in my life and without you in my life, my life would not have been as exciting. And I fucking appreciate that about you guys. You have a weird resentment that like you have this imagination that life would have been fucking better in a different trajectory. And I think that's fucking wild and crazy because...
Who said that?
Well, that's what the insinuation is.
I'm talking about getting my dick wet in the 2000s.
If I wasn't with Covino...
I think you're holding in something. You're projecting right now. You're projecting
I didn't
something
bring up this
internal.
How could I project something if
I
didn't bring up this conversation?
I was talking about getting my dick wet in the 2000s.
Let's talk about
and you're talking
ordinary
about
Joe.
career trajectory.
Yeah.
I was talking about get my dick wet.
It's all
in
about
the
getting your dick
2000s.
wet. Maybe you didn't get your dick wet enough, and that's what you're angry just solely about that.
Can I play therapist here?
Yeah.
Hold on. I was talking about get my dick wet.
Hold on, middleman. Give the.
We were talking
Wyman
about
Cam
interrupting
some love.
dates. We were talking about Rich being a cop block. I was talking about get my dick wet. We were talking about that. All of a sudden, we're on this trajectory of career. Why did you bring it to that? That's what I would like to know.
I will answer that question for you.
Yeah.
Please.
So everyone's going to disagree with that, and I don't care. Maybe Covino will agree with me. Spot has some deep hurt from how he was treated as a friend, and that hurts still somewhere back there so much that he has a hard time showing appreciation for any career stuff. He does in small doses. You know, he does with me when I help him out, right? So that it overshadows the other good stuff, right? Rich has some deep-seated guilt over how he's treated him as a friend, and therefore tries to overcompensate by talking about his career so much and how he helped him, which I believe he truly has.
Oh.
So I think it's just, and that's why they're having two different conversations.
Right.
Rich is covering up the guilt with the good. He's covering up the
only thing I'm
good with
guilty
the bad.
the only thing I'm guilty of is like fucking trying to hook up the hot girls in my 20s.
If we want to
career-wise, I've done nothing but try to look out for you.
Yeah, but if you want to discuss career, I've also looked out for myself, and I've done a lot of work and worked hard. So it's like maybe I would have been somewhere else. Who knows?
Was great insight, though, Sean. I think you nailed it. That's why there's two conversations going on.
You make it sound like without you, I'd be working at McDonald's right now.
No, I think without
So
us, you'd be working. No, without us, you wouldn't be working at McDonald's. But without us, you wouldn't be making hundreds of thousands of dollars in some executive role somewhere. You'd probably be working.
How do you know that? You don't know that.
You feel like that was your trajectory?
You don't know that. My trajectory was held where it was for the past 15 years because I decided to stay with the show.
But anytime
like
there's been an opportunity,
like the guy we met with yesterday. Shout out to Scott Shapiro. He is our age and did what I did and chose a different trajectory because he didn't stay with the same show.
But it's Sirius XM.
He decided to go off and grow. I decided to stay with you.
Back me up on this.
Sorry, Sean. Let me know when you need to talk. Oh, okay.
I was just going to say, like a good example, actually, because Scott Shapiro was the producer of Mike and Mike in the Morning for a really long time. A very successful show, but at some point he wanted to do more than just be a producer, and so he took whatever path.
But you've never wanted to be more than a producer.
That's accountability to him.
How do you know that?
Because when guys like Andrew Bruce from the Jason Ellis show,
do you know the conversations that I've had with every one of our bosses about me growing and doing other things, and then every time I had that conversation, they were fired. So it's like, of course. So then I decided to stay with the show because I like doing this show and I like being a part of the show and this brand. I like watching it grow and having it do things.
But then you got to get over the fact that Rich and I were ass machines in the 2000s.
Okay. So
then get over it.
Right,
and that's the fucking end of the conversation.
Yeah. Because I think the reality,
we were having a conversation
is like,
about things that happened in the past. Sorry, Sean, I got to turn your mic down.
Because I know the industry, Cubs fan. That's why I know the industry. You do not, Cubs fan. You might know about fucking Mark Grace. You might know about Ryan Sandberg. You might know about fucking.
This is visually such a fucking piece of garbage right now.
I mean,
tier 2.
It's just. It's so wild to me
right here.
Because I know, like, all right. I can't even get into it. It's fucking aggravating as all hell. We work in the radio and television industry. You know what jobs pay. You know what job opportunities there are. So to speculate where I would have been, Covino would have been, or Spot would have been without us,
you got to read Cubs fans' feedback if you want anyone to understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, but he's just insinuating like I don't get it, right? Scroll up to him, Spot.
By the way, thanks for all the feedback.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, that doesn't matter.
Let me know when it's there.
Is Covino and Rich?
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay, is it not there?
No. My point is when people are like, well, you don't know where Spot would have been or this or that. I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what the options would have been because we've seen our radio friends and TV friends go in different directions. It's not like I'm pretty certain knowing Spot's personality, his ambition level, and what he wants. Do you think Spot would be the senior VP of SiriusXM? Probably not. Do you think Spot would be working at McDonald's? No. But you don't think there's a window in which like Spot would probably be working for a New York or New Jersey radio station doing freelance production, working at...
How do you know that?
What would make a candle company? What do you think that without us you would have...
So now, okay, so without you, I'm either working at a low-level position and I didn't grow over 20 years, or I'm at home making candles. Like you saw
without Covino and Rich, I'd be probably doing a top 40 morning show somewhere or doing something on like TV somewhere. How do you not say that like...
Do you know that
you don't know your trajectory?
Do you know you know how there's trajectories as an on-air personality?
Yeah.
There's trajectories as behind the scenes people. Like maybe I would have moved up into a more senior position as a producer. Maybe I would have gone over to SiriusXM independently and worked as a production guy. You know, I for years was looking into doing like imaging production and sending in samples. Or maybe I would have gone off to another company or another station or worked at a higher profile. There's a trajectory for behind the scenes people as well, Rich. I'm sorry. It's not all contingent on on-air personalities, right? Sean's shaking his head. Oh, sorry.
I started as a radio producer.
Exactly.
I think we all do this, right?
And now he's a super agent.
Exactly. And I have two really big clients right here, Covino and Rich.
But I don't know why you're making this about career. I was talking about getting my dick wet. I'm speaking outside of the realm of a career. I'm speaking as friends.
Sean
we knew each other prior to the show.
Yeah. Thoroughly and perfectly, in fact. Because you hold this resentment, and Rich tries to justify that resentment by holding some career stuff over your head. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm saying that's how it's being perceived.
But I'm just saying, we've all had a pretty fun life together. I can't see how it would have been more fun in another path. And I say that about myself too, not just Spot.
I want to move to Mexico if I had to win.
I have no regrets.
If you stayed at K-Rock,
yeah,
you may have had a great career, but would you have done the things we've done? You're just unavailable in that world. We lived a very unique.
Are there any other graphics I have?
Yeah, take all those down. People I think, are getting annoyed by them.
All right, well, thank you guys for being here.
Love them, bro.
I wish there was a smooth.
Why does it come up on a regular basis? Because Spot has resentment. That's why Vic in Toronto. And by the way, Vic texted me more underwear thing messages.
Yeah, I don't care. Vic, stop. And then it turns into Spot seeming like he doesn't appreciate the things that we've done and what we're doing. Because of that old sort of resentment of he wasn't slaying it with the ladies when we were. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, it was not this. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal.
No.
But, gets sticky, icky.
I got a way to transition.
Please do.
Pull up the messages.
You guys just need to fuck, both of you.
I love how you say it's not you, and then
I'm not as invested.
Off camera, on camera,
I think it's fun
in front of the scenes, behind the scenes. Like you feel the things I'm feeling, but then when we talk about it on the air, you fucking you do a Homer Simpson.
I'm really one to shy away on my opinions.
Wait, go back to this.
Fuck out of here. I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, meaning like you make it seem like you don't feel what I'm feeling. That Spot could have done a million things, but we've had all a pretty fucking cool run together so far.
Is
that not true?
What are these things you're feeling?
What do you mean?
You said you feel.
He's feeling what I'm feeling when I'm saying things like Spot. I'm sure you would have had a great career.
You said like off the
not
air
with us.
Or something else going on?
No, meaning like I know he feels the same way, that we've all had a pretty awesome run together, and it's still going.
Yeah.
Projecting, you said?
Who didn't say that?
Sorry. What are you saying?
Rich, I don't think you're listening because Covino literally just said, I couldn't agree more, as you told him that he doesn't agree with you.
Yeah.
He literally said, I couldn't agree more.
Can we go back to
thoroughly?
Can we go back to look at what Lisa Paraggio said? That's all I was saying. I think Spot was saying, back then, you could have left one good one for me. That's all.
That's not how life works, man.
Let's just move on. You're making this about a deeper issue and that I think you want to talk about. So let's talk about the deeper issue that's apparently plaguing you. I'm talking about getting my dick wet in the mid 2000s.
We got it.
Spot.
I met my wife.
We didn't leave any booty for you.
I mean, I knew my wife in 97, but we started dating in 08. So there was like a year and a half of the show where we had all these hometown honeys and these Nustobers and happy Nustober and whatever. And never once was it like, think of all the women that passed through our studio in the year and a half before I started dating my wife.
I'll go back to what Covino said before. Those girls would have also had to have wanted you back. So like you can't be like
the situation by saying, oh yeah, our fucking fat producer Spot. Oh yeah, Spot
we
over there.
We never put you down in that way.
We never said to a girl. We never said to a girl, oh, there's our fat producer Spot.
You never upsold me.
But what I'm saying,
because when these girls came in studio, it was all about you, Rich doing the death stare behind the console.
Covino said it before.
Remember the stare, Covino? He would stand behind the console and look at the girl because she was like frost.
Yeah, but I'm competing. I'm competing with that stare. I'm competing with the Rich Davis stare.
Yeah, and he's not resentful about it.
I'm not resentful about it. There's a lot of girls that I thought were fucking
Look at me, I'm
too
wearing a
nice
Covino
for
Rich
Rich,
shirt.
and I saw Rich run through them, and I'd be like, "What a piece of shit!" But like,
Same
he
here.
got that off.
There were cute girls that I was like, that girl's great, and all of a sudden I find out she fucking slobbed on Covino's wiener, and I'm like, oh, that's stinks.
And you know, it's like,
Come on.
yeah, I could be resentful about it, like a Rich fucking jerk off, but
You're making this about a bigger issue. I would like to know what's bothering you, because something's apparently bothering
Nothing's
you.
bothering me. I
Nah,
hate when you.
something's
No,
bothering you.
what bothers me is when you make it seem like your life on the show. It's almost like It's a Wonderful Life. Like I almost feel like you think like this has been a fucking terrible path. And we just recently were looking back at pictures and we were like, man, what a fucking awesome last 15 years we've had.
You started
mad
off
about
this.
it?
You started off this conversation.
What can you be mad about?
You even said it earlier today. Spot was saying before the show, man, we had a lot of fun.
I sent you a picture of donuts. Pull this up.
Man, we had a lot of fun. Yes, I said that to you.
I sent you a picture.
Yesterday, I said, man, we've had a lot of fun.
I sent you a picture of donuts.
I
Pull
don't know
this
what
up.
you're talking about. I feel like there's something going on with you. And
I feel
I'd
like there's
to
a
know what it
picture
is.
of donuts you need to see.
But you got to tell me what's going on with you. Something's bothering you.
Nothing's bothering me.
Something's let it out, Rich.
But now you sound silly.
Rich.
Something's bothering. What is bothering me? I'm the one that
Sean
has
can
no
talk like
resentment.
Dr. Phil. I
have no ill feelings or anything. You're the one that has resentment and spite, and you admit it. I'm telling you, I have none of these fucking lasting weird feelings for him or you. So how can I be holding something back?
I don't.
cut.
Because,
Crap.
I don't know, because my baffled mind is like, I was talking about getting my dick wet in the 2000s, and you immediately drew it to, without us, you'd be nothing in your career. So I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out why we went from point A
Never said that
to
also.
point Z.
Sean explained it perfectly.
You jumped.
Sean explained
You
it.
fucking should be in the Olympics for the long jump. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for laughing at that.
So
I
Wasn't
forgot
that
what
funny?
Sean said. I'll listen later. We could discuss it over lunch.
donuts, I guess. Donuts.
Pull up the donut picture.
Donuts. We're gonna go to donuts now.
I would love to pull up.
Hold on.
Wait,
We're
someone's on the
going.
phone.
We
Someone's
have
on
an
the phone.
update from donuts.
Hold on. Someone's on the phone. Let's get to them. Fresno. Who's this?
El Kukui, who's this?
Oh, hey, buddy.
Who's this?
Hey, El Kukui. Welcome to the show.
Who did you call?
Who's this? Let me tell you about your warranty on your car.
It's Joe Biden.
Hey, so check it out. I was there. I listened to all that, and you guys are both right. Rich does bring that up, and he shouldn't. But Spot, you got to get over it, bro. There were a lot of hotties in front of you, and you didn't get asked. No one can get asked for you. You got to get it for yourself.
That's it.
You can't blame them for that.
But they didn't
can't.
help. They got in the way. They
We
didn't
were
help.
machines.
We
I'm
were
not
machines.
denying it. We were ass machines.
And I wasn't. I
We were
was just,
on a prowl. Rich and I were competing with each other. It was like Zack and Slater. You want to be Screech? That's the role you chose. You fucking had to get out there and get some ass. It took time.
If Covino
we never
doesn't-
stopped
if
you,
Covino
bro.
hates hockey because a hockey player stole his girl, I can hold on to this for a while.
See the resentment that I don't have, you don't have, he has. That's why I bring it up. I have nothing I'm holding back or
And that's
feeling.
why Rich brings up all the fun we had with work and this
you're
and that.
infallible.
I'm not infallible.
You're the most well-balanced individual
I'm not
on the face
infallible.
of this planet.
I was a cockblock back in the day, and I said, sorry if I was a cockblock. I am. I mean, but it also needed.
It'd be a problem if you were still that guy now.
Yeah,
You were a young man.
We're talking about the past.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know. But you got to let it go because
Yeah.
it always comes up.
You know what I'm worried about now? People fucking making the sidewalk in front of my house look bad. That's my concern now. Can you believe that son of a bitch? All right, Spot, pull up the picture of the donuts.
Donuts. Got to go to the donuts. The ones that they did in your driveway last night? Or?
Yeah, no, much like the conversation we had last week that everyone seemed to fucking love, which was Tom Hanks and soup. Someone posted on social media a fucking picture of a bunch of donuts. And I think it goes in the same category of everyone's going to pick a different one. So to break up the fun, before we get into our friend in need.
Oh, this is tough.
Give me your top 3 of these donuts, and it's
just
for the people
one.
that
All right.
people that don't have tier 2. It has everything from the cruller to the chocolate dip to the sourdough to the sprinkle to the old fashioned sugar to the old fashioned plain jelly donut, Boston cream. Like, where are you going? If you're going
I'm
to
going
the
number 11, easy.
Do we get to choose three?
Peasy.
I think you're doing three here, and I'm with Covino. I think one of the three is Boston cream with the the chocolate cover cream. Boston cream is one of them.
I always, personally, and I don't expect anyone to care.
Is it wrong that I can taste all these donuts?
I always question: do I like the Boston or am I down with the Bavarians? So either
Bavarian
one of those,
leaves you powdery and shit, and looks like you just did
sometimes
cocaine.
I feel like I'm Conan the Barbarian, but I'm going number 11 on this one. Give me the Boston cream. If I have to choose one, that's the one. I don't care about any other donuts.
Kenneth said 9. Who picks the old-fashioned plain?
Fucking boring ass Kenneth.
Kenneth, that says a lot about you.
Boring ass Kenneth.
I'm gonna go with you on the Boston cream. I'm also gonna go basic glaze, which is the honey dip number 3, like just your basic like.
I mean, they're all good, man.
But I'm saying
I love the maple glaze.
But
Go
Covino,
the bacon on that bad boy.
But Covino, the basic glazed Dunkin' Donuts, or what's the other one? Crisp, like the Krispy Kreme basic glazed, the Boston cream. Are you adding a jelly into the mix here or no?
Yeah, when I was 10, when I was a little kid.
Yeah, you're not going to throw a jelly in the mix?
Nope. When I was a little kid, I used to love a jelly donut.
Maybe the sugar twist, which is number 8, like just a soft sugary twist. Yeah. Much like soup. You'll never agree on what donut to choose.
The thing is, my girlfriend's a donut connoisseur. And
that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And being a donut connoisseur when you're in your 20s is okay. If she's a donut connoisseur in her 40s, you might have a big problem on your hands.
The donut had a few.
You'll be like Jordan.
So when I have
donut had
donuts,
too many sprinkles on it last night.
I'm not gonna just have some fucking average. It's gonna be the Boston cream. I'm going all out. Like it's got to be cream filled and fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's my new thought. That's why it's like if you're it's the if
I
you're
try
gonna
to
have a
avoid
donut,
donuts. So
it's
if
like
I'm gonna go
there,
there,
it's like a burger and fries. If you're gonna have it, you better get a good one because
Right.
if you're gonna have like a cheat meal.
You know what's not on there? I guess this falls under old-fashioned sugar, but a cider donut.
Yeah, those are pretty good around this time of year.
I'm gonna say.
See, Spot, we agree on something.
A cider donut. I love sprinkles, but that maple dip sounds good.
Yeah, the maple dip,
of course, it's
I
great.
like a good maple flavor. I don't like cream-filled donuts.
I do.
I think they're too messy. I think they're gross.
Covino likes biting into it and then getting a creamy surprise.
And a hot, fresh off the conveyor belt, hot glazed donut.
Yeah.
From Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's number 3. I would say, Spot, the honey
fresh
dip.
off the conveyor belt.
So, all right, hey, donuts to break up the fucking awkward burgers, awkward donuts.
To make it,
can I have a number 15 that's not on here? It's the awkward donut.
Pause your friend in need because let's give this show some Wednesday juice. Okay, let's get into our rando news. Make it topical. There's a few stories I'll just throw out there. Get Rich's
Just
feedback.
say it. Don't say you're making it topical. Just be yourself because you are topical, like a solution.
Are we doing rando news?
Yeah. Again, shop.covinoandrich.com. New merch coming this week in time for the holidays. Rando, and then a friend in need, and then we'll wrap it up. Hope you're enjoying today's awkward burgers. Brought to you by these motherfucking nuts. Crypto.com Arena, December 25th. Staples Center turns into Crypto.com Arena. A lot of our friends like Greg Jensen that listen to the show, like they can't even wrap their head around like the name, the sound. My stupid example always
I have a Crypto.com app.
Is the first time Russell Simmons said to Run DMC, that's your new name, Run DMC. They're like, that's the stupidest sounding shit ever. And it becomes commonplace, becomes a household name. Yeah. You get used to that shit.
Same with radio. Same with radio stations, people's nicknames, anything.
It's the .com part.
It is, but you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Crypto.com Arena. It does sound weird. There's no question about it. Staples Center, Los Angeles.
I think they should have went Crypto Center.
Why couldn't they call it like the Crypto Coliseum? Nice alliteration.
Crypto.com Arena. You will get used to it. Give it a fucking month. Starts December 25th.
I read this yesterday and I was like, oh, cool, right? But then Covino just said it out loud for the first time and I was like, what did he say? It sounds like Crypto.com Marina.
Yeah,
sounds like a marina in there. It's like, ooh, that's gonna be.
Okay, so it doesn't.
But then again, there's like Qualcomm. Well, I guess that's stadium though. So I'm thinking like there's probably plenty of those that's happened before. But I was like, what marina are you talking about?
$700 million paid out over 20 years for the naming rights. Is that true? Because if that's the number, Yeah, you'd call it like Ballsack Arena.
What does that say about crypto?
And by the way, that was my first thought was anyone that thinks cryptocurrency is going away.
Ballsack Arena.
Well, I mean, if this is an indicator that like cryptocurrency and all that is just so mainstream, like would you be surprised if Coinbase ended up having some type of arena or stadium? Like that world is blowing up. And you're right, Covino. Some of them just the best one, and it's not just because I'm a Mets fan. The best sponsored arena or stadium is probably Citi Field for the Mets because it's New York City. So like in your mind, it's like Citi Field. Like
sounds great, but again, you'll get used to it.
But you'll get used to it. Like
Really
I mean,
will.
Yankee Stadium, they kept their own name. They never sold it. But the ones that are like, what was the one that had Petco named after like a fucking dog food, like a dog place?
Yeah.
Petco Park.
Petco Park. There's one,
used
but
to it. That's it.
Crypto.com Arena.
So that's big news as of yesterday. I'm just rolling through the news so we can get to more friend that needs
Think
more
about
goodness.
it. Think about it. Not only just your time living out here in LA when we worked down there at ESPN by LA Live, like the Staples Center. I'm not saying it's a legendary arena by any means, but
You know they sell staples at Staples.
oh yeah.
That's why Spot went to Dick's yesterday. As that old joke.
That
goes.
old TikTok video goes.
It's true.
But I mean,
They were sold out.
the font on the actual arena, everything about the downtown LA area, because the Lakers are such a high profile team, we're sort of used to Staples Center. Like I know it's Staples the store, but it's almost like you're right. You're so used to it. You're like, so yeah, Staples Center.
Sounds
It's
nice.
weird. The
but you're just used to
Crypto.com
it.
arena.
Yeah, it's gonna look dope.
They're doing some renovations they're showing or no? What's the logo look like? Is at least
Just gotta turn off the ad blocker that you made me put on.
Qualcomm. Yeah, there's other ones. Crypto. I mean,
That looks dope.
you're gonna get used to it.
That blue light, I love it.
You'll get used to that
Sleek
shit
looking.
quick.
Sign of the Times, December 25th. Look out.
Dope.
Let's see.
Oh, forget this. Robert Saleh, who I love because he was the 49ers defensive
You
coordinator.
mean Imhotep from The Mummy?
Imhotep.
That's what he looks like to me.
He does.
Imhotep.
He
Imhotep.
is a fucking.
I thought it was Emotep.
He's a cool dude.
Emotep.
Robert Saleh, who, I'll be honest,
Emotep.
you could say best known as the Jets head coach, but he really was the premier defensive coordinator from the Niners, which is why he got that opportunity. So he was responsible for the Niners defense that went to the Super Bowl. He was responsible for
It does look like Emotep.
defensive schemes that were revolutionary. Robert Saleh, great defensive mind. Jets
He
head
was
coach.
great in The Mummy, too.
He was great in The Mummy. Jets head coach. Rex Ryan was criticizing him on ESPN,
Yeah, it does look like
and he told Rex Ryan,
he's about to swallow up a plane right there.
he told Rex Ryan,
Emotep.
he told Rex Ryan, stick to podiatry and eating cheeseburgers, you clown.
Awkward burgers.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're not the only one having awkward burgers. Imagine.
How about Rex Ryan's brother, Rob, my dad?
Oh yeah,
Is
Rob
that
Ryan, your dad. And by the way, I agree with Andrew on this one. Imagine. I mean, this because honestly, you have to have confidence in any job you have, right? Like Covino says, if you don't think you're the best at what you do, then fucking,
Stay
or
home.
at least if you don't think you're in the top tier of what you do, fucking go get a new career. But the confidence you must have to think I'll be the guy that turns around the Jets.
Well, speaking of the Jets,
It's like being a quarterback of the Browns. We talked
Flacco's
about this
starting this week. You know that, right?
Yeah, we talked about this the other day with our buddy, what's his name? Who's the update guy?
Ralph Irving.
Ralph Irving. We talked to him about how to be a quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, knowing that there's been 29 in the last 20 years, is like, you got to have confidence. That's why Baker Mayfield, when people are calling for what's next, he's been by far the most successful Cleveland Browns quarterback in a couple decades. So
Speaking of the Jets, Joey Flacco starting against the Dolphins. Zach Wilson has a sprain. He's been out. And Mike White, who played last week, 4 interceptions. So Joey Flacco in the mix.
Well, he is a
as of
Super
this
Bowl
weekend.
winning quarterback.
All right. Now, another news.
By the way, confidence and overconfidence, Covino, only goes so far when you have a bad performance like Mike White. Did you see his quote before the game? If you ask me, I should have been the first pick overall in the draft.
after the game?
That quote only works before the game because after the game, it's like,
after 4 picks, shut the fuck up.
What that fucking clown say?
The jury continues to deliberate on the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. That's a big story that I'm not diving into.
Nope.
The story loses all credibility for me personally. And I'm not diving into this. when you know that the kid had an illegal AR-15? It was illegal.
Not only illegal.
Where his head was and everything else, that's up for debate. The fact that he had a legal gun, just like he has no leg to stand on at that point.
I think the case gets weird when the kid's the sobbing he did on the stand, and people started making little videos and memes and pictures. Then I'm like, oh, geez, the guy killed a couple people, right?
Killed 2, shot another.
Yeah, it's wild stuff.
The Wisconsin story continues because of the juries. Because of the jury not knowing what to do here. LeVar Burton, who everybody wanted to be the host of Jeopardy, everyone except for Aaron Rodgers, because he wanted that
by the
gig.
way, I'm sorry, I read this wrong because I thought it was Rex Ryan and Ryan. When they said brother, I missed the word brother. It was Robert Saleh's brother who said that about Rex Ryan, not Robert Saleh.
So it wasn't Emotep.
It wasn't Emotep. It was his brother.
All the Emotep for no reason.
Yeah, but it's just the headline's a picture of stick to podiatry and eating cheeseburgers. It's a picture of Rex Ryan and Robert Saleh.
So LeVar Burton's in the news. He's not hosting Jeopardy, but he's hosting Trivial Pursuit, which was huge in the 80s.
Huge.
And it's going to be a cool career move for him. Again, that's just by popular demand. Like, people made that shit happen.
Huge.
My dad is saying that I'm behind the news. The gun was legal. Since when? The whole storyline has been the gun's illegal. That was the whole storyline.
It's legal now?
I mean, since when?
Ooh, let's see.
Okay. Well, if that's true, that does change things. So, LeVar Burton. Barstool in the news. Because they're simply trolling people. I don't understand how things like this catch when it's so obvious they're just fucking with people. They put out a power ranking of the top 10 female singers of all time. Okay, it's Barstool, sports.
Yeah. I thought this is great.
Who gives a shit about what they think about the top 10 female singers? I'm a Portnoy supporter. I think he's cool. I tried his pizza this past weekend. I like what they do. Number 10, Addison Rae. Okay.
But it's hilarious. They're already trolling you.
Number 9, Adele. Number 8, Tina Turner. Number 7, Ashley Simpson. Number 6, by the way, did you hear me? Number 7, Ashley Simpson. Okay. Number 6, Beyonce. Number 5, Aretha Franklin. Number 4, Lady Gaga. Number 3, JoJo. Number 2, Whitney Houston.
JoJo.
Yeah, again, number 3, JoJo. Top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3 female singers of all time, according to
JoJo,
Barstool.
like Leave, Get Out, JoJo?
Leave, get out.
And, Barstool's a huge brand.
She's got a great voice.
We're talking, almost 15 million followers here. Number 2, Whitney Houston. Number 1, Mariah Carey. The fact that Addison Rae, Ashley Simpson, and JoJo are on this list.
That's great. They're trolling everyone, and everyone's like,
people are like buying into like, what is going on? I mean, give me a break, guys.
Yo, if I was, I think it goes back to your and my old buddy Sean the lawyer would always mispronounce shit on purpose just for people to be annoyed.
The reaction.
Oh, the famous one was he used to say back like 20 years ago, "Hey, did you guys watch American Icon?" And people would say, "Do you mean Idol?" And he's like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's Icon." Just to get people like, "No, it's Idol." Like, to me, I think the best one is when kids trolled boomers with remember when Kanye did the duet with Paul McCartney?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, who's the old guy with Kanye? Just to make boomers mad. I think people should be doing that now with who's the old guy with Dua Lipa? Just so that people are like, it's Elton John. Like,
this is the
just
most
make people mad.
blatant troll. This is such a blatant troll, and people are like confused by it, which goes to show you like how off people's perception and like what their understanding is. It's like, yeah, no one thinks Ashley Simpson is one of the top 10 singers of all time, but we need to explain that to some people. That's how fucking dumb people are.
Yeah, well, there's trolling that goes on all the time, Covino, where I'm fascinated by.
I mean, you're not going to catch them all, but some are pretty obvious.
Are they the same people? And I hate to call it my mom, but are they the same people that think all these pranks on TikTok are real?
Yeah.
Is it the same person?
I mean,
it's got to be. It's people cut from the cloth of like, I believe it because I saw the video of it, right?
And speaking of videos, I'll wrap it up. Rando news of the day. There's a story from after Bachelorette. I was watching Bachelorette. We talked about this. I'm sorry. local news kicks in. It's like, woman leaves more than a DoorDash surprise coming up next. I'm like, what's that about?
What is this?
So I immediately had to Google it. Spot. I pulled it up.
What a tease.
Sent it to you. I was like, what do you mean? What's this DoorDash logo? Is this a local story? What's going on? And then I went to Twitter.
Who's
and I was
involved in this?
Yeah.
By the way, Shaka Khan not on the list, guys, but Addison Rae is.
Shaka Khan.
Addison Rae.
Come on.
You know who's involved in this story? I'm a big fan of K-Earth 101.
K-Earth 101.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah.
One of the co-hosts is involved in this whole story. It's fantastic.
But this started to pick up steam, pun intended, right after Bachelorette last night.
DoorDash, read the headline there.
DoorDash driver defecates in customer's residential lobby after dropping off order.
Oh, my goodness.
Let me say that again. DoorDash driver defecates in customer's residential lobby after dropping off order.
Let's see this. Is it weird that I want to see the video?
A DoorDash driver in Southern California was seen on surveillance video using a customer's residential building lobby as a toilet.
Covino, like your condo, you have to
Lisa
get buzzed in.
Stanley.
You have to get buzzed in. There's a nice little lobby by the elevator. The person went in there and shit in like the little lobby area.
Shit in the garbage can, like in a little like it's not just the garbage can. There's like a little, the garbage cans with a little circular entry point. Like they shit into that little thing.
No, they didn't even make it into the hole. See how it's like blurred out?
Oh,
well, this video.
Can you play the video?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get the original video. Hang on.
I sent Spot the video. This was the steamy.
I mean,
headline.
I guess I could show the blurred out.
Let's start from the beginning here. So this building manager got a call from one of the neighbors saying that on Friday. So a woman who had just delivered her a salad through DoorDash. You can see her appearing to walk to the lobby's trash can, then use it as a toilet, eventually taking off her top, wrapping it around her waist, then just walking out of the building without even cleaning up the mess that was left behind. The building manager says she was absolutely horrified at these images. Listen here.
What I saw, I could not unsee. I'm
more fascinated by her being like, I can't unsee it.
That's Lisa Stanley from K-Earth 101.
I mean, that's
Come on. All right, traumatic old lady.
You gotta go. And boy, did she ever. You're 4 steps away from outside where there's a bush. Or your car, or
There's
I
a
don't
bush
know,
on the-
but not in the lobby
nature
of
calls.
a Brentwood apartment
you know what?
And
building.
I've seen rich shit at Shea Stadium in a playoff atmosphere.
You know Gary Bryant?
No, who's
Gary
that?
Bryant? He's on K-Earth 101. He's the morning show guy. This is his co-host.
Oh, I don't know FM radio anymore.
I
Cheap
love
story of the
them.
day.
K-Earth 101.
There you go. And that's your random news.
Big fan.
She shit everywhere. Wow.
Yeah, I want to see the original video.
Oh, by the way, hey, I'll give you a little. Can I give you a little palate cleanse before we get into our friend the need and wrap it up?
Oh, you know what? Because I have to pee before we do the friend in
No,
need.
I gotta pee.
You go for actually.
You just totally hijacked my move. I was gonna play a video that I found. Do
you want to
I could pee?
Do you want to bro
trying
hug?
to hijack my fucking?
Want to bro hug and like hug penises like that meme that you love? All right, well, Spot.
I was gonna say, give me the Island Boy remix
while we go to the bathroom.
While we go to the bathroom.
Oh, there's just photos. That's not fun.
And I
Island
want you
Boy.
guys to think about this. A lot of times you hear something and you're like, why is this so catchy? And it's probably because you've heard it before.
Or it sounds similar enough to something else.
Or it sounds similar, or it's good. I mean, there's many of reasons. But I want you guys to think about songs that share the same melody. There's only so many melodies you could make.
Spot.
But there's a viral song called Island Boy.
I'm an island
Just
boy.
trying to make it.
So
two little scrawny Cuban kids. Today's modern day Beavis and Butthead. And it's gone viral on TikTok and it's all over the place. They've connected the dots as to why people think that it's as catchy as it's become. Hit it.
What? Yeah. Yeah. Trying to make. Please, can I stop?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'm actually a fan of these kids, though. I'm not hating on them at all. I think they're great. I think they're living their life. They're just trying to make it. And
They're just trying to make.
I feel like I was on them since day one. I was sending Rich and Spot.
I will acknowledge that you used to
links
send
of
us
these kids. I'm like, I can't. Remember, I was like, I can't quit them.
You said I can't quit these guys.
quit these kids.
Yeah.
I was following them before the whole Island Boy thing exploded. I'm not even kidding you. I was on these kids for months because I'm like, they're so weird that it's gonna happen, and I knew it. I was like, these kids are really out there. They're weird. They're buying into what they're selling, and I can't stop watching them. And sure enough, that Island Boy thing happened, exploded. But I was sending Rich and Spot these dudes for months before.
You were. I'll back
it
him
was
up.
on the
Covino
radar.
is way early on Island Boy. You should be
They
proud
were
of yourself.
very intriguing. I'm just
Yeah.
saying there was something there. And that little medley that they made, I guess, has that Rick
I'm an
Astley sort of
island
vibe.
boy.
Anyway, we're just trying to make it, guys. Thank you for all your support, Covino and Rich. So,
Spot, I sent you. Did I send you a video, or shall I just direct you a pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza?
what's up, Lonnie 3000? What's up, Rolando? What's up, John Harris?
I did send it to you, Spot. I sent it to the group text after the donuts, and it's a TikTok video that
Kesha?
Something happened yesterday that it's super cute, but it's like such a
I knew this.
so it's such a dad moment, right? Like something we all will go through one time or another. Not a big deal at all, but just super cute. I go to pick up my daughter at school.
Is this you?
Yeah, and this is what I see yesterday.
So is it on your TikTok?
Yeah, it's on the Have Kids They Said pod. Have Kids They Said pod. If you want to go there.
Yeah,
might be easier for you.
It's because the video's not shown.
So it's just one of those things where you go to pick up your kid at school and you're like, oh man, they're getting older, they're having fun. And when you get it, Spot, let me know. And then we'll get into a friend in need, but just a little dad life palate cleanser.
Okay, ready.
Action.
Ready.
I knew this day would come. Let me go cry now.
I go to pick Emmy up at school. She's hand in hand with a little boy. Her new best friend, her boyfriend, Adrian.
All right, who do I need to kill?
And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. She's like, Adrian and I hold hands all day and we play, and he's my favorite. I'm like, Adrian, huh? Yeah, looks like a cute kid. All right, he's all right.
Until he's an island boy.
Yeah.
Until he's an island boy, but yeah.
Wait till,
the teachers are like, yeah, it's like they're best friends. They're inseparable. They swing on the swings next to each other. They hold hands and fucking skip around. I'm like, man. I was like, Emmy, you're still my best friend, right?
Wait till Uncle Spot has a chat with him and says, oh, you like holding hands? Imagine what you could do
Slap
if you
his
didn't.
hand?
Imagine what you won't be able to do when you don't have hands.
You know what? Maybe I'll put Spot on the case.
Remember
Scare
that?
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go have fun.
What's his name?
Adrian. Cute
Adrian
little kid.
what?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, is he like Gonzalez?
I think it might be Gonzalez.
Is he Gonzo?
I could
Little
throw that.
baby Gonzo?
I could throw that kid at least 20 feet. Just saying.
He's cute. Yo, Adrian. Yeah, cute little kid. And I was like, so
it's cute now.
I gotta go talk to Emmy right now.
I'm like,
Appreciate
Emmy.
it now. Embrace it now.
I'm like, Emmy, tell me about Adrian. She's like, he likes to hold my hand and we play Ring Around the Rosie and we go on the swings together and the slide and he's my best boy. He's my best boyfriend. I have it's cute, but it's just like heartbreaking. It's like, oh, like watching her like skip around with a little boy. I'm like, it's like day one of what's happening, right?
all the kids are cute when they're little. for
You
sure.
told me something yesterday off the air. You said, take it in, man, because it's all fleeting. Because these kids come and go. You should change schools. Kids go to different places. They change classes or in classrooms. And like one day, it's like you hear all about I don't know. You hear about Stephanie every day, and then all of a sudden it's like, what happened to her? Oh, she's just gone.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a weird scene out here, especially nowadays. But very, very cute.
Your dad did not like Island Boys. Yeah. Should I be like, yo, Adrian, you're wearing a pumpkin shirt. Halloween was last month, kid, and kick him? No. Nah,
Pretty weak fashion choice.
Seems
not
like
gonna
a
lie.
cute kid. Yeah, but then again, my kids wear their Christmas pajamas throughout the whole year.
I question.
I know other parents do that
Adrian's
too.
parents, to be honest.
Yeah.
Halloween's over.
So
the shirt should be back in the bottom of the drawer.
I used to worry about shit like that, and then I realized like you kids don't care, so you go in their jammy drawer, and Emmy will be like, I want to wear my, like in the middle of the summer, she'll be like, I want to wear my Christmas pajamas. I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do? All right, I have a friend in need to wrap up today's awesome show, and then we're gonna go get a nice lunch with Sean Wyman, and he's gonna tell us all the ways he's gonna change our life that he already has. But first spot, very 2000s. We talked a lot about the 2000s, us fucking stealing hot booties and us, squabbling.
Way back Wednesday, bro.
What were the big, when I say what were the big brands of the 2000s? We always joke about bootcut jeans.
Ed Hardy.
Affliction. Keep going.
I've never, despite popular belief, I've never owned not one Ed Hardy item in my life.
That is a lie.
I'm
gonna.
Why would I lie about that?
That's a lie.
All the shit I can lie about. You think I chose that?
I owned one Ed Hardy shirt that I got at like Nordstrom Rack, and it was like it was a gray one with like a skeleton with a fucking top hat on. I remember it. I had one Ed Hardy shirt.
I'm gonna be busy for a few minutes.
Go right ahead.
You're not gonna find. Don't waste your time. If he said he never owned one, they're all gonna be Affliction. Covino had a lot of Affliction, but no Ed Hardy.
No, I'll be busy for like 30 seconds.
So when I say hats, what do you think of?
Von Dutch hats, and I never owned one of any Von Dutch anything.
I'll be busy for a few minutes.
Despite popular belief.
I will be busy for about
I know a guy that did, though, Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah,
my buddy Nico used to rock a lot of
Nico was into that
Dutch.
shit too. But I bring up Von Dutch for a reason.
Von Dutch.
Hulu.
I had Von Dam.
Spot, play the trailer for this. Sorry to throw you in the spot, only because I just remembered it just now. The Von Dutch brand was so big during the 2000s, right?
Way back.
Hulu has a whole trailer. I mean, of course, it's a whole trailer, but they have a whole series or an investigation. I was unaware. Do you know like all the drama behind Von Dutch? Watch this trailer from the beginning.
Trucker caps, jeans, jackets. That was like our uniform, basically.
They didn't know how to run a business. It was really a facade.
Everybody was playing.
Great song choice.
That hat, it was like crack to the streets.
I started hanging out with Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee.
Money was rolling in.
North of $1 billion. Tons of girls in block parties.
Champagne.
Private jet. Paris jumps out of a cake.
The things that you dream about doing, I got to do.
All these cars and homes.
It was such an amazing achievement. The difficulty was one of the co-founders was charged with first-degree murder.
What?
So you want to talk about Von Dutch? I'm Ed Boswell. I created Von Dutch.
Why are you trying to deny me my shit? I'm Bobby Vaughn, and I created Von Dutch Originals.
That's not true. I'm Michael Cassell, and I created Von Dutch Originals. Don't tell people that you created the Von Dutch clothing line. Tell them what really happened. In the neck.
Mike brought in Tony Sorens. I was the CEO.
Well, you can stop it. I don't want to give much more away, but there's a whole like dramatic murder, fucking laundering, like the whole Von Dutch brand. I was unaware how they made millions and billions like that. But there's all these people that claim they were the guy. Murder's involved, and it's going to be like a docu-series on Hulu, which I'll watch. I think that seems interesting, right?
I'll check it out. I mean, we all remember it. It definitely exploded. They were right. It was like crack. That hat was crack. Everybody had it.
Yo, out of nowhere, it was like, you're right, Ashton Kutcher. Paris Hilton, every hot celebrity had a Von Dutch hat. It does feel like yesterday. But Greg said, just brought up Von Dutch yesterday. Weird. Yeah, there's a Von Dutch reference in the Pixar movie Cars. Yeah, Von Dutch was so popular for like that moment. To think that it was a multi-million-dollar thing. And it was almost 20 years ago now. And there was like murder and scandal involved. I mean, those documentaries are put together.
Scandal,
my old hairdresser, yeah.
Wow.
So, Von Dutch, your dad says he owns a Van Damme shirt. Is that good or no?
Van Damme is a legend.
So, there you go. Just something to watch when it comes out. Now, the friend in need, I got to paraphrase it because it's from an old high school buddy of mine. I can't call anyone out by name because
I mean, if you said Mark Grumpelstein, did anyone give a shit?
Yeah, Mark Grumpelstein. Okay, good. It's not him. I haven't heard from Mark Grumpelstein in 20 years. Someone hit me up and said, hey, I have an issue and I want you to, can you discuss it on your show? Because I know for a fact his inner circle does not subscribe to our Patreon. And he's like, it's safe. I was like, all right, perfect, sure.
Got an issue? Here's a tissue.
I'll give you some details. It's not like a friend in need I'm going to read. So I'm just going to give you the details as I know them per a conversation I had. Let's just say this guy, Mark Grumpelstein, used to be a fat guy. Mark Grumpelstein used to be the overweight guy.
Sign spot.
Used to be the overweight guy, was really shy around girls, never got the girl. His buddies would get the girl.
Signed spot.
We already had this conversation.
Yeah, we already had this conversation. Why would you bring this up earlier? And then you got him a job and sent his career trajectory skyrocketing, and he owes you for everything.
Jesus, I thought we were past that.
How did we jump to that? Jesus, that was a long jump.
I mean, seriously, this guy's fucking out of his mind.
Okay, so Mark Grumpelstein,
still looking for Ed Hardy shirts.
So Mark Grumpelstein was the shy, chubby guy, right? Went to a good college, really smart guy.
Maryland.
Went to Maryland.
Studied journalism.
Studied journalism. He was in I believe at one point he was in a barbershop quartet.
That was in high school.
Mark Grumpelstein ended up marrying like his childhood sweetheart, like his high school college girlfriend.
Cool.
We didn't date from
in
high
his
school.
in his early 20s. So here's a guy that's our age, got married fresh out of college, like one of the those like the guys like, oh, he's the first to get married.
Used to be a fat guy.
Used to be a fat guy, married his like longtime girlfriend.
Okay.
Now fast forward 20 years. He's in his 40s, has 2 kids, preteens around your daughter's age, a little older, a little younger. Has 2 kids. Guy lost like 80 pounds. He's feeling himself. Looks good, feels good, is healthy. Super successful. Owns a big company. His wife's successful. But his wife permanently looks at him as her like all-time, her old-time fat husband.
Oh, like the same old schlub.
Like my same old schlubby husband, my fat husband. Sex life, non-existent. No attention. His wife is a good woman, but it's really just a matter of like they're co-parenting and she busts his balls. That's essentially his existence.
She hasn't changed the way she treated him in
She
any way.
looks at him as...
She treats him the way Belichick continued to treat Tom Brady.
Exactly. So she
That's
treats
why Tom Brady left.
She treats him like the fat 20-year-old that like almost like she was doing a favor dating essentially.
I mean, is she supposed to bow to him though now because he's in
but let me explain.
good shape?
So he lost a lot of weight, got some muscles, looking better than he's ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great dad, has a great job, but his wife doesn't have sex with him, and his wife looks at him like, man, that's my like, in her eyes, just still her fat lame
It's
husband.
like he's Von Dutch, like he's old hat.
He's old hat.
He's old hat.
I mean, it's fucking great.
That's
yeah.
good.
Old hat. Bang! So, not long story short, because it wasn't really that long.
It wasn't long.
So, long story short, this guy comes to me now as a old school bud who I don't really talk to that often, but he's like, listen, you seem to have a lot of insight in this because you and Covino talk to a lot of people from all types of backgrounds. And I know, contrary to your fucking sarcastic asshole look, Spot, we do have a lot of insight on this stuff.
If anyone has the most insight on this. You were never a fat guy. You don't
No,
understand.
but on relationship, Spot. I mean, we've
you were
talked.
never a fat guy. You don't understand.
Well, then you'd have some great insight, Spot.
I
That's why
would.
you're. That's
I've
why
been a
you're
fat
here.
guy. I think I remember when I
You're
was
a fat
pregnant.
guy for 3 months.
I was pregnant in 2009.
If you want proof, look at my wedding groomsmen photos.
So
Yo, I just saw a photo of myself. I was fat.
I saw a really fat photo of you too, Spot.
Yeah,
the other
hold
day.
on. Let me show you.
You know what? And it was a friend of ours that posted it. It's like, why did they post Fucking terrible photos.
I see a really fat spot. Is that your sister? Who is that? Look at me. You can see there's 6 rolls in that one photo.
That is my sister Grace.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Where the hell are we?
Vegas.
When we were in Vegas with your sister Grace?
No fucking clue at all.
Or were we leaving for Vegas?
No idea.
I don't know, dude. All I know is that
this was.
all I know is that I'm wearing a graphic tee.
Look at
predictable.
Spot. Wondering why we were getting all the ladies.
Spot, you got titties, bro.
I was really fat.
And fucking old man shorts.
This was my most exceptional fat phase. This was 2009. I was already in a relationship.
Like Bam Bam Bigelow.
There's an area code 384 on that truck. So where's that?
Oh yeah, it's like a car that says call 384. Where's that? That's a good. Oh, look at you, investigator and super agent.
Las Vegas Outlet Center in the back.
There you go.
Okay,
There you
okay.
Yeah,
I don't
Vegas.
ever remember being in Vegas with my sister Grace. Actually,
it was the UFC Octagon Girl Search.
Oh, that was the one where you well, you didn't leave.
Yeah.
Maybe you had drama.
There's drama.
Me had drama? I don't know.
Drama
you
in
got
Vegas?
You got an
Impossible.
argument. Yeah, you got an argument,
Drama?
and your ex hopped on a plane to leave, because she was mad at you.
Vegas drama?
I mean, that happened multiple times.
Yeah, it was like.
I think I remember this one specific moment.
It was like a little tiff that instead of resulted in let's work it out later, it was like I'm going on a plane back, and then the rest of the time you were distracted and angry. Sounds familiar?
Sounds like another
Saturday night.
Saturday night. All right, so Grumplestein, fat guy,
hits me up. He's like, yo, my wife and I are like asexual. She's a good mom. I'm a good dad. We're both successful. They live in a beautiful place in, we'll call it fucking Michigan. And he has conferences that he goes to randomly. And a girl that he's been friends with for years, but like platonic, but like just someone he really gets along with. Like cute girl that he's like friendly with. Now went through her own relationship struggles, and she's single now, but looks at him like the new version of Grumplestein.
Okay.
Started flirting with him. The flirting turned into some flirty texts where he's like, yo, then I started feeling guilty. I'm like deleting work texts because this girl's talking about like, can't wait to see you at this conference. And then it turned into outside of work, personal texting and flirting. And he feels guilty, but at the same time, he's like, dude, when you were running your game in high school and college and your Covino days of Maxim when you were cockblocking Spot, and
said that.
Yeah, and he's like, I was the shy guy that was just sort of sitting in the fucking background. He's like, I never had those days in my 20s. I'm feeling desired for the first time by someone other than my wife.
Probably makes him feel alive and
he said it makes
excited.
He used that. He said it makes him feel alive, makes him feel wanted, makes him feel desired and good looking.
Desired.
And he's like,
it's a very fucking strong word. Everybody wants to feel that way.
And he's like, my wife, when I even insinuate like, let's get back on track, she still does the whole like, you're like my fat husband, essentially. Like, so it takes him for granted in that sense.
He wants to be perceived that way.
And
I love the whole thing. She's not. I saw this meme recently. I posted it. She's not flirting with you. She's just hot and talking.
No, this girl's talking.
She's not flirting with you. She's just hot and talking.
He sent me a message of
I
like,
know, he's getting
like
validated,
where it's
yeah.
like he's like,
we all want validation.
They're going to a work conference next month in Dallas. She's going to be there. He's going to be there. They're not from the same hometown, by the way. They're just like workers that work for the same company in different offices.
Mm-hmm.
And she's insinuating like, when we go to Dallas, like, I mean, if you're down with it, like, like no one would know, like, I want you and this and that. And he's like looking at me to be his moral compass. I'm like, I don't know if that's the best idea, but I don't want you to blow up your life. I don't want you to ruin your life. It's not worth it. But I know you want validation. And I'm so torn on what to tell this guy, because there's a part of me that's like, yo, you only live once. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro, because my one stance is like, fucking don't ruin your life. But on the other hand, I'm like, there's a lot of people that have arrangements and do things, and I don't know. I really didn't know what to tell him in good or bad conscience, because the simple answer is like, bro, be a good, loyal husband. The end. I don't think that's the whole story. And talk to your wife. I get that, Franz. Therapy and everything. He told me he's been to couples therapy, and just it doesn't make the progress he wants. He doesn't want to go through a divorce because it's not like they hate each other.
You have a kid?
So they have 2 kids. It's not like they hate each other. So it's not like, hey, let's break up this whole thing. But he's like, I have desires. I have someone wanting me. And he's like really in a tough spot. And everything he said, everything anyone will say is easier said than done. Let me go through the list. Openly talk to your wife about it. Easier said than done. Do it and hope no one finds out. Easier said than done. Go to couples therapy. Easier said than done. You're married. Stick to your vows. Easier. All these things are easier said than done. Well, if you don't want to be
unhappy,
if you don't want to be with her anymore,
remain unsatisfied.
Yeah, get divorced.
Tough conversations.
Get divorced. Easier said than done. Throw away everything you've had for the last 20 years and your kids and everything because you want to have a fling. Like,
but hold on, no, but just because conversations are tough to have doesn't mean you should not have them.
Agreed, Spot.
Like, I honestly, it sounds like his wife needs a fire lit under her ass because she thinks that like you think how my wife feels about me, that it's just, it's his doofy husband. But
not to bring you up, Spot.
I will
but
get to myself in a second. But the wife needs to know that her husband is desired, because I'm honestly, to her, he's just the doofy old fat guy. But knowing that somebody else wants him, sometimes that's what people need. They need to know that there's a hot commodity, that there's supply and demand, and that somebody else wants it, so she might have to step up.
I think also
personally,
this guy, before you get to your personal, I think this guy needs to also remember, if you ever do something stupid, I'm not condoning stupid behavior, but the stupid behavior has to be also, you have to understand, is this other person like capable of ruining my life or not, right? It's almost like is this person really just down for a fling, or is this person going to want more and then fucking tear apart my whole life? And then on top of that, what I think you're going to touch on, Spot, is your wife and her changing perception of you, probably for the better, because when you were the big guy, she loved you. But like, if your wife looked at you the way she looks at you now, a year ago or so, she would not have been cool with you going out with like yoga girls for drinks. Her being okay with you going out.
I think she still trusts me. That's a trust issue. She still trusts me. No, she does.
No, I'm not saying she doesn't trust you.
I see the change in her, noticing that I've improved my body, and she's happy. She's happy for me that I've improved my health, but she also appreciates the physical change as for her.
So she's doing her part as far as validation.
Yeah. So
where this other woman's not.
Like honestly, if I said to her, because it's not like she's sucking my dick all day, every day.
Whoa,
it's marriage. But if I said to her, I feel like we're a little sexually disconnected, and someone came up to me and like after my yoga class and like propositioned me, I just want you to know this. I didn't act on it, but like I want us to work on our relationship, because if not here, I might have to get it somewhere else. And that's a very hard conversation. You're
say that to someone?
It's a very hard conversation to have, but don't think I've had very open conversations with my wife, because if not her, then who? And I've had conversations not like that.
Well,
but like that.
That's the best advice you've given all day, Spot, which is hard conversations don't mean don't have them. You have to have the hard conversations. However,
if it means not talking or running in the other room or something,
Jen Brown is living. She's fucking living over the rainbow with the fucking Munchkins and the coroner. I must concur. Jen Brown saying people can't live like that. If he's unhappy, he needs to leave his wife, get divorced. Yo. Because a guy feels unwanted and all that, you really think like, well, let me just move out of the house I bought. Let me not see my kids all the time. Let me do like. Do you realize
the number one thing I'm getting out of this is how important it is for each person in the relationship to feel desired. To feel desired.
Oh,
it is so fucking downplayed yet so important.
But like, I'm not saying Jim Brown's.
And it's such an eye opener, and it goes both ways. You have a responsibility to not only be faithful and be a good person, all those things, but to make your partner feel desired, or someone else will, period. And you will lose to that person 95% of the time.
I mean, you couldn't be more right about that. I'm just saying, like, Jen Brown gives a really like sweet right answer, right? Like the right answer is like, when someone always says like,
sweet girl,
because Sean, you deal with a lot of people, especially in the entertainment industry, as a fucking agent and a guy that's worked in major television markets and everything. There are plenty of people that like the idea of like, let me just throw it away and get divorced at the first sign of like wanting someone else. Spot's right. Difficult conversations have to be had.
Yeah. The crazy thing to me that, obviously I'm the same age as you guys. A lot of friends got married young. Things have happened, lots of people's drama around me.
And you see it more and more.
Yeah. You see it more and more. But the only thing that bothers me, honestly, is when the guy finds the one girl paying attention to him and then ruins it for one girl. I'm cool if a guy's like, you know what? That girl made me realize I'm unhappy. I'm now unhappy. You know, that girl made me think I'm unhappy. Now let me figure out my stuff and actually go address it. And then if you have to go be single, then fine. But I've seen too many guys leave because one girl is giving them attention, and then they go and guess what? That girl's not the answer either. If she's giving you attention while you're married, she's not the answer. So I don't know if
she just was the eye opener.
Yes. Yeah, so I don't know if is your guy at all thinking like, ooh, I might leave for her.
No, he doesn't want to. He comes from a divorced family, and he told me, he's like, I don't want to get divorced, but my wife and I and our 2 kids and our fucking house they built their house. He's like, we're just
a guy wants.
He's like, we're just
his woman
existing.
to make him feel like he's the man.
He's like, we're just existing.
She's not making him feel like he's the man
That's why
at
when
all.
Jen or Lisa Paragi or these beautiful, amazing women that listen to our show give the basic advice of like, well, if you're unhappy, just leave. And it's like, so easier said than done because you don't know from the guy perspective. And I say guy perspective because
it's
let's
easier.
be fucking
Make
honest.
me feel like the man so that I'm happy in this relationship, and it goes both ways.
Let's be honest.
Sorry.
Has he at all, like, maybe note all this, has he at all, like, even in a joking manner or in a serious manner, bounced off her, like, would you be okay with me doing a little bit?
Open relationship.
Yeah, or it might not even be all the time. Maybe like once in a while. It might not be gay on Tinder. It may be like, hey, once in a while when that's what's in front of me, can I like...
If I'm out of town and something happens, like,
I'll be safe or whatever. Like, has that even been brought up, or like, is he afraid to do that?
There are solutions, but I just think the solution... I'm not saying you said to leave, Lisa Paragio. What I'm saying is a lot of people have the conventional answer of like, well, if you're unhappy, then just get out of the marriage. Yo, not just my best butt over here. Seeing what a man goes through in a divorce. Why?
I just finalized more fucking divorce
Why
shit.
on earth would, at the sight of something enticing, why would a guy just be like, well, I'm having feelings that I want to do something else. Let me get divorced. Yeah, I get it. Spot said it better. Spot's answer is the number one answer on the board. Have difficult conversations. But if this guy, Mark Grumpelstein, goes to Dallas and has a fling with this random girl that he knows, and maybe it fucking invigorates his marriage and no one ever knows. I'm not saying that's the right or moral answer, but the answer of like, well, if you're unhappy, just leave. Yeah, because you know what this guy doesn't want? 3 years of renegotiating with lawyers, leaving your house, living in a fucking apartment, seeing your kids once a week, all that. Like, no one wants to go through that. So when people say, be a man and just man up and say you want out, that's like pretty much signing your own death sentence.
And just admit and say how important it is to feel desired and to feel like, even if it's just fucking horseshit. Like,
people have the illusion that happiness doesn't need work. Yeah, I agreed, Bill. You need to work on things. You need to have those spots right. Difficult conversations need to be had. Fact.
The end.
But I just think that anyone that says, well, if you're unhappy, just leave. They said that about jobs too. Like, is it really that easy? Is it really ever easy to leave a person or a job? Yeah, you don't really love your job? Fucking quit it. Oh, you're having fights with your girlfriend or wife? Fucking leave. Really? That easy for everybody? Come on. I'm not saying be a cheating shitbag. I'm not saying do the wrong thing. But Spot, do you feel what I'm saying at all, though? Like, the other than, of course, the tough conversations, it's not absurd for this guy to be contemplating this because a fucking
not at all
secret little thing going on versus like blowing up his whole life. How you don't think that in his mind seems like a possibility?
Of course.
Well, I'm being appreciated and loved by this random girl that I work with.
Wanted.
I'm feeling wanted.
Really
but I think honestly, even if someone in a happy relationship would contemplate it.
Agreed. So I'm saying if this guy's getting 0.0 attention from his wife, but he's like, I don't want to get divorced. I love my kids. I love my wife, but we're just like, if he's saying like, yo, we haven't had sex in months. It's not what we are anymore, but I don't want to get divorced. We have a functioning life together. Maybe Sean Wyman's right where you address this. Maybe we change the dynamic of our marriage.
One thing I think about, though, is might be flipping a little bit. Has he made her feel like the woman throughout this?
Well,
has he
equally as
gone
important.
through? And granted, he may have put all the effort into for years and years and years and never got anything out of it. But like sometimes you have to at least make sure if you're thinking at all about messing it up, that you at least have gone through the time where you've put everything into it and made her feel wanted.
Oh, my wife, Sarah texted me that actually. Sarah just goes, I could guarantee you his wife doesn't feel desired either because he's probably putting in the same weak effort she's putting in. Difficult conversations need to be had.
However, he's the guy that made some significant life improvements.
Yeah.
Where he's noticing how he's treated differently in other scenarios.
Yeah. I mean,
but it goes both ways.
I'm certainly not going to.
And no one should ever, be unhappy. It's a constant quest.
I'm certainly not going to encourage this guy to do some shady shit, but you could see where it seems like a possible easy answer for him, right? Right? Yeah. I mean, you could see where he's like, if he's saying like, what?
I don't see an easy answer at all.
Oh, no.
I've seen
meaning
this
like
to be a very common problem for a lot of people.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, the easy answer is the sleazy answer.
What's happening? Oh.
Has he thought about pegging? No, I don't think that. I thank you, Renee, for that one.
But Rich has.
Yes. I agree with Sarah, too. They're probably both equally being shitty to each other as far as showing desire. But let me wrap it up with this.
Yeah, like
the sleazy move here spot is the easy one, which is why I don't want to say, fucking just do it, bro. No one will know. Because it's the sleazy, shitty answer. But can you see where he would think that answer might be the easiest? Meaning, all right, girl I work with, she has assured me, like, no one will know. They're going to know. No one will know. They're out of town on a business trip. I don't want to blow up your life. He's thinking like, well, then if I do this and no one will know, isn't that just, aren't I just getting a little validation of who I am and then I could just go back to my life? So it's the wrong answer, but can't you see how some would say like, well, it's the fucking easiest answer.
I want to give one final answer on those
Is that
specific
the easiest
things. My
answer,
one
though? Yeah.
final answer that I'm sure about.
Yeah.
If she's single and she's related to his job, then that's two reasons why it's a terrible idea.
Oh, yeah.
It's another thing.
The companying thing is just a horrible idea.
Yeah. Couples therapy. Yeah, I get all this. And I agree. I think we could all learn to be better in our marriages and relationships.
Dave.
Yeah, I really think having an open conversation will help. And if he brings this up, then maybe she'll say, well, you do ... And this is why you're not get me hot.
I don't think the
anymore.
wife will, Alejandro, I don't think the wife will find out based on what he's describing. And if listen,
will the guilt bother him?
Let me tell you,
or
some people, I asked him that. I go, are you a guilty person? Are you a person that feels guilty? Are you a person that's like doesn't really feel much of that? And it's like,
got to be honest, it wouldn't bother me.
Guilt leaves a lot of people after their early years, right?
I killed a man 10 years ago. It doesn't bother me since.
Could we just keep
For
it
me,
real?
it's the opposite. I used to not give a fuck.
Kidding.
And then you got burnt, I think. So now you feel, yeah.
Now I think
but I look at it this way. Let's be real. You go out of town. You go to these conferences. What do we call them? The guys with polo shirts and lanyards. Like all these like business dudes that are on
the polos.
Polo all these guys that are at conferences. When you go to Vegas
with their shirts tucked
every
in.
club or bar, anywhere you go,
Polo Locos.
All these guys, that are up to like sleaze activity that we point and make fun of. Like, yo, get this guy over here. Those are probably all like probably unhappy married guys that are like, I'm not going to get divorced, but I'll be a fucking jerk off when I'm out of town. Maybe the wife knows, and it's as Sean said. Maybe some people have the understanding of like, honey, I'll never make you look foolish, but if I'm out of town, like you don't know, you don't know what everyone's arrangement is. But
I jerked off with someone else's vagina. Does it count?
But just to say that, hey, if you're unhappy, talk to your wife, see a therapist. Those are not always the quote easiest answers. They sound easy on paper. Covino, you know how a lot of times people are like, oh, Covino, you have allergies? Oh, have you seen an allergist? Yeah. It's not always as easy as people make it seem.
Instead, I have a butt rash on my back and face.
Yeah, that's all.
Sprinkles on your donut.
Listen, no one's perfect, and we've all made our mistakes, and we've all done dumb things. I'm just saying, like when you're Andy Elliott, who's the guy? When you're
Mark Rumpelstein.
Not Andy Elliott. When you're,
I guess his name's Andy though.
When you're,
when you're
in that mode,
Phil McCracken,
and you're feeling desire and love from someone else, it's not hard to understand.
It's gonna trump the fucking old mundane scenario you're in. Always.
And I think,
and no one's immune to it.
Let me let you into this guy's mindset, okay? As someone that's been there.
Yeah, you've been there, done that.
You think because of how you were that you deserved all these women, and now that you've lost all this weight, then you think you think like, oh, she should just be like hanging from my penis 24/7. I lost all this weight. I'm in shape. I look great. And you think like it just should just come to you without any effort. So there is a possibility that he is guilty in this scenario of not stepping it up, which is not like getting her attention. But that being said, I do think, and I'll stand by my original answer, that they just need to have a very open conversation because things will come out from both sides. They'll put it behind them, and then they can grow from that.
It's an interesting dilemma. Mark Grumpelstein's not the only guy.
He's being seen through the eyes of other people from a new perspective. It's enticing.
Steve,
need to talk it out.
JC, Jem Brown,
Thank you guys.
Cubs fan,
Frey,
NW, Frey, Andy, everyone chiming in.
Thank you guys.
Andrew,
you almost when you have those conversations, you almost have to like get outside yourself. Like you're almost giving yourself therapy. Like you have to get outside of your own self, essentially, and have that conversation with the other person. You can't bring yourself.
But it's also
into
very
it.
obvious conversation.
It's a very hard conversation.
No, meaning like, yeah, you want to be desired. It's a good feeling, right? Yeah, so do I. We need to figure this out, or we have to move on because we'll never be happy.
All right. Well, hey, on that note, we're fucking rolling in the OT.
We went deep.
Yeah.
If it's going to end in a tie.
10 minutes overtime passed. Yeah, tie ball game. Week.
Enjoy your Wednesday night, everybody. Hump day. Way back Wednesday. Have a good one.
We'll see you. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Bye.